Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the John and Ant Show. I'm John.
This is Ant.
And Rob is in the building today. Whoop whoop! How was your guys' weekends, everybody?
Pretty good. I'd like to point out that, Rob, you used that sound already before on a previous episode.
What?
Whoop
whoop?
Yes. You gotta come
that
up
was
with
my
a new
thing. Oh, alright. I don't think I'm gonna come up
unless
with
you want to
anything
get comfortable with that.
You guys enjoy your day off? You enjoy it?
I missed no days off.
Well, you've been on schedule so far.
Darren Young. It's a reference.
Mr.
No days off.
That's right. That's right. So, during the weekend, we had football, Raw, and all that kind of stuff happening. We'll do Raw first, I guess.
Yeah, because no one cares about football.
You know, relax it
or
there,
baseball.
bub.
They're so boring.
Relax.
So boring.
You shut up.
They're almost as boring as CM Punk's title reign.
No comment. Raw opens up with Vicky Guerrero and Paul Heyman. What did you think of the segment?
It was just basically reminding everyone what The Rock did the week before.
I liked it.
Right.
Aside from the obvious that it was sort of a recap,
Uh-huh.
I thought it was funny. It was a classic thing that they do. The two bad guys come out against the good guy, which was obviously The Rock, and then they turn on each other.
Pretty much, yeah.
I thought it was funny. I saw it coming, but, there's certain things, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
That's true. Who got more heat, Vicky or Paul?
I think it's always Vicky.
Vicky's such a good on-screen character it's her.
I think so. What did you guys think of Rock in the back?
It was alright.
Who
Like I
didn't
said,
see it coming that he was going to get into the building?
We'll get to that in a second. I have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, you're upset?
Yes, I'm very upset.
That guy didn't even get to sit with his family.
Yeah, I know,
that was
right?
the whole point.
Wait, hold on.
Hey, maybe he did.
We'll get to that
Maybe
a
he
little
did.
later. I thought it was a good segment to start off Raw.
Right.
It was.
Get people in the mood.
We got the Beat the Clock challenge, which I hate. I hate the type of matches they do. I do not like the Beat the Challenge.
Would you include this on your worst match list?
Yes, it's on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't like it because it's cheap. Because I knew Ziggler was winning.
Did you though?
Yeah.
I like the twist though at the end.
It was a good twist. Tell you whether you're one or two.
I thought
that was kind of funny.
Are we gonna talk about that again later?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Because I think I know which one he's gonna pick.
Alright, Beat the Clock Challenge match, Orton versus Cesaro. Obviously, we saw this on main event, and they had to shove it in our faces again.
Not just they've had another match. They've had a couple.
I thought this match was pretty good.
They both work a very good match together.
They do.
I love it.
Right, do it. You do it.
Okay. I feel like I have to explain what's going on. They're both doing the Cesaro motion that he does with his fists, and I realize that it might come off the wrong way. If you're not seeing this, yes.
yeah, maybe. That's a good possibility.
I thought it was a really good match, except for commercial breaks, which you can go on to like Raw Active and actually watch the match if you have it on your iPhone. Or
What bothers me is that during that match, as they went to commercial, Michael Cole said that the match was going to continue live on Raw, after the commercial. If they're still going with it's real, you can't know that when they come back from commercial that the match will still be going on.
Yeah, I would have liked to see someone with their hands raised already.
Yeah.
What just happened?
And they could just do a recap, like what happened during the commercial break, and that's how the person won. But
Right.
like I said, very good match. Shocking. Orton wins.
Well, we can't say that because Orton has lost some surprising matches.
Yes, he has.
Wade Barrett.
Yes, he has. Wade Barrett. The no contest on main event, which was technically Randy Orton, won that match.
Yeah.
If you want to call that a DQ, but they call it a no contest. I don't know. And WWE makes up rules now. I'm starting to wonder. Hall of Fame with Mick Foley gets introduced. Promo from The Shield. What do you guys think?
It's always nice.
I like their promos. It was a bunch of their other promos put together on parts. I honestly thought that they were going to announce themselves being in the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Even though I don't know if they're like Brad Maddox isn't part of the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
If they're the same.
Right, because I would wonder if Shield's members are going to be active participants in the Royal Rumble, or if they could potentially just show up to eliminate a specific person in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, because anybody can eliminate anybody.
Yeah.
They just have to go over
You
the top
don't even
rope.
have to be an entrant. You just
Yeah.
go in there and you eliminate. Because a few years ago, Brock Lesnar just walked in and eliminated Goldberg. No, he just F5'd him.
Yeah, F5'd him, and then
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
Goldberg.
Yeah.
But it just goes,
There's
shows
no
you.
DQ. There's
Yeah.
no DQ, so it could happen.
After we had Big Show versus Zack Ryder. Okay, who's gonna win this match?
Yeah, this
Zack Ryder gets buried in 5 seconds.
It's not a burial if it's Big Show.
But I don't care. You know who showed up in commentary? Brad Maddox.
I told you guys.
highlight of the match.
Highlight of the match
Was
Brad Maddox on commentary.
Brad
I
Maddox-
loved it.
I told you guys, and I told you listeners, he's really good on commentary.
He's
He's
really
a funny
good.
guy.
What?
I liked how he just showed up. You see Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler talking like nothing, and then you see a little something going on in the back. He just steps over the railing, and Jerry Lawler he just moved like he was about to have another heart attack or something. I mean, it was pretty funny. And he didn't even get that much time, but he made
I
the
wish
most
he
of it.
did, but I hope he gets more next week or on main event or something, because he's very awesome on commentary.
He is.
Ryback versus 3MB up next.
I'm sorry, Anthony.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I sent you that link.
I still
from
believe.
WWE.
Well,
That
we'll
he's
address
gonna
that
get
in a
eliminated.
second.
Before that, we had the Heyman and Brad Maddox promo backstage.
Yeah, that was odd. I thought.
A little odd.
I would have liked for Paul Heyman to yell in his face again.
That
I
would
like
have been
it.
nice.
Well, somebody needs to yell in Ryback's face
Okay, with 3MB.
for his unnecessary violence.
Okay,
against
Heath
3MB.
Slater versus Ryback.
They all got on top. They all got on the apron.
Yeah, they did.
They all
It's like he left the ring.
No. Ryback didn't need to take
He
things so
enticed them?
far. Ryback, he pushed them to do this.
It's okay.
3MB is a cohesive unit.
No, it's not.
It's
And
you
when
know
they
what?
see one member's in trouble, they're going to come and defend him.
Right, you know what?
That's
That
noble.
makes sense. And while I sent you the link from WWE saying that he was going to
Oh
get
my
eliminated
goodness.
first, whatever, I don't agree with them.
The most.
I like Jinder Mahal.
There's this
Obviously not as much as you, but I
link
still like Jinder Mahal.
on
He's not going to get eliminated
WWE.com.
first.
A link on WWE.com with a writer saying Jinder Mahal is going to be the fastest eliminated in the Royal Rumble. And you know what? I'd like to see this writer go into the Royal Rumble and do any better than Jinder Mahal.
Would you like
Who
that?
does
Because
this
let's
writer
say that,
think he is?
let's say
To
that
go
he's-
out there and defame an athlete like Jinder Mahal,
Tom,
who has a hell
remember-
of an air guitar and air drumming skills.
And bass.
And bass. Who does he think he is?
But, okay.
Okay, wait. But
Let's just hold on. Let's say
one
he's
second.
just a writer, and he's not an old wrestler or something. And he's now got
But
this
it could
job
be
as
a
a writer.
WWE writer.
Wait, that's the thing. If he ends up in the Royal Rumble, you know that he's going to end up in the Hall of Fame.
He will.
Do you want? No, not Jinder Mahal.
That's
This
Jinder
writer.
Mahal.
Oh,
This
no,
writer.
Do
no,
you
no,
really
no, no.
want that? You
Jinder
know.
Mahal is going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
He's going to
But
be
no,
the
I'm
main
saying-
attraction.
You
Okay,
want to see
we're
this
going on
writer
to the-
in a Rumble, but that would mean that he's going to end up in the Hall of Fame. Is it worth it?
I disagree.
Okay.
Anybody that ends up doing a celebrity does any part in any show, they're in the Hall of Fame. So this writer,
He's not a celebrity. Nobody cares about
he'll
this
be in
writer.
the. It doesn't matter.
I bet nobody
he'll
even
be-
read this piece except you and me.
I
Yeah,
read
John
it.
certainly didn't read it.
I read it.
John doesn't
I
read.
clicked your stupid thing you sent me.
You don't read.
He's
Wasn't it-
honestly,
was-
he's just a writer. But honestly, I can see Jinder Mahal get eliminated first.
You guys are unbelievable.
I bet,
What I
and
will
I
say-
bet you how this is how it goes. It's either going to be like Heath Slater at 11, Drew at 12, and Jinder at 13. Or the other way around.
I disagree. He's not going to get eliminated first. However, I also don't think he's going to do any better than JG. Justin
I don't know.
Gabriel.
What about JTG?
Those are... Okay, can we move on in Raw? It's just...
That's not funny.
We have
You
the
know what?
Rock.
He needs to go. He needs
Okay,
to form a.
back to-
He needs to add. He needs to get added to the primetime players.
Oh,
Okay.
And then change it to the crime time players.
Rock is backstage talking to police officers again. What did you think of his second promo? As he's-
again, good. You know, I mean, he's doing his job. He's showing that he is in it for the people.
I thought
people's job.
I thought his promos in the back so far have been his best so far.
Well, I guess you could say that. I mean, he's always been awesome in the back.
His
Again,
promos this time around are a lot better than last year.
Yes,
they are.
And it seems like he's not. They're not holding him back.
he's just letting loose,
right. It
which
seems-
he should be.
No, but maybe they're telling him not to do these things, and he's doing it anyway. Like, what sports are they going to do to him? Fine him?
You're fired. What?
They're not going to fire him. But, like, if they fine him, he's got the money.
Okay.
So, you know what? Yeah, I'll say whatever I want to say.
Pretty much. There's nothing they can do.
He called him, Rock called Vicky.
Don't do it! I don't know
B
what you're going to
word.
say. You might say something really bad.
B word.
And a video might get...
no, not that word. It was biatch.
Biatch.
But he said some other stuff I'm not sure we can get away with on here.
Yeah, since
I don't want
just
another
got
one
of our videos flagged.
Yeah, I don't want another one of our videos getting taken down for no reason.
We all know why I got flagged.
Because
Yeah.
you
Shut up.
are awful.
Beat the clock challenge, Ziggler versus Miz. Miz wants a no reaction.
No reaction. I'm going to tell you something what upset me with this match.
He used the
Why?
figure
No,
four, and it
that's-
was bad.
Well, Miz does everything he does is bad. The thing I don't like about this match is, does Ziggler really need to cheat that much to beat the Miz?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a load of crap because everybody out there knows Ziggler's more talented than the Miz.
Yeah.
Everybody knows this. He's more athletic.
He
He's a
gets
better worker in the
over.
ring. And he gets over. He got himself over. He
Yeah.
doesn't need Ric Flair to get him over like the Miz does.
And he failed at that.
Yeah, when Ric Flair can't get you over, you know you suck.
Yeah, he was supposed to be at
So-
Raw last night. I wonder
so
what
I'm
happened.
gonna
This is
tell
what
you-
happens. Miz shouldn't be a face.
Miz shouldn't be a face.
I said it before. Looks like I was right.
He's
He
horrible.
shouldn't be a wrestler. That's what he should.
That's not fair.
So anyway,
that's
what
not-
I'm saying is, Miz goes out there, no reaction once again, and Ziggler, are we really expected? Look, okay, you want him to lose to John Cena on a constant basis,
Okay.
fine, whatever. He can't beat Sheamus either, okay, whatever. You can't give him the Miz,
But that's the thing is,
You
he
can't
gave
just-
them a run for their money, even though he lost.
right? And then you put him up against the Miz, and he needs help from Big E and AJ Lee.
Biggie.
Are you kidding me?
What was impressive though was Big E pulling both of them
Yeah, that was
during the
impressive.
figure four.
But,
like
you know,
Big E,
also-
every week I like what I see with Big E Langston.
But you know what? I love Big E Langston, but he's gonna break his hand.
Yes, I told
He's
you
gonna
that.
break his hand. Him slapping that. He did it again yesterday. He's just slamming the mat. I'm like, you're gonna break your hand, dude. Relax. He takes it a little too much.
Well,
I just want people
until he
to
injures
know
himself.
these are all ideas I've come up with.
What?
Like the idea of him breaking his hand.
Oh,
John stole that from me. He's
No, I
a
didn't.
thief.
No, I didn't.
He did. He doesn't watch NXT.
Match was
Which
okay.
is like-
Match was okay.
Nah.
Miz got a little bit of a pop when he
He
started the typical face comeback,
Yeah.
but that was about it. I mean, come on,
All right.
Jinder Mahal can get that reaction too.
Obviously, Dolph Ziggler won.
he should have won much
56
easier.
seconds.
I think.
Well, me and Anthony were talking about this because it's later on in the show talking about if you get disqualified, the other person wins and it counts toward their time. If they were gonna have him cheat, he could have just had Big E fake attack him during the match. In like 1 second into the match,
Yeah, it went by
who's gonna be the
disqualification.
second?
Yeah.
Who's gonna be the second? He would have had it won.
Yeah, I can see that. Obviously, we had the Daniel Bryan and Kane anger management graduation with Dr. Shelby. What'd you guys think of that?
Well, we got a Dr. Shelby chant.
I know.
We got a Dr. Shelby chant.
Did
That's
everybody hug?
I did.
I did.
I did.
I didn't.
Look, you didn't?
I did not hug.
I knew it.
Then you should be off the show.
I think that maybe some people need to add some comments, find out which of us is the weakest,
You guys are horrible.
and based on that we'll
you
cut
know,
John.
I'm the host of this,
Based
show.
on that, we'll cut John.
Well,
So-
basically,
Yeah, thanks.
the segment was gold with first of all Kane in a graduation gown
Oh my
and cap.
god.
Yes.
Also, Daniel Bryan's incredible hairdo.
How bad was it though? They didn't even bother to really put the cap on D. Bryan.
No, it was
They-
horrible.
It was
Yeah.
awful.
It was horrible.
I like the segment. It's always like I
did you
said.
not-
Now that
I
Raw's
expected Rhodes Scholars to interfere,
Me too.
but if you don't have your app or on your phone, they interfered during break.
Oh.
Just to let you guys know.
I didn't know that.
because everybody cares what happens during break.
Well, I couldn't.
It
They
doesn't happen on TV, then
they
no.
Like I
came
said,
out. They came out like, oh,
I did think it was
we're
weird.
gonna spoil your graduation, and
But wasn't the graduation over already?
well, yeah, that's why they did it during commercial. So, if you had the Raw active, you would have saw it. I saw it. I know you don't like the app, but it's nice to have.
Like I said, the segment was just a bit of fun.
It was.
And I feel there's always people out there who
you know,
hate everything that involves fun.
I do
but
want
I
to
feel like
I do want to point
this
out.
doesn't come out well on the on the show when we talk over each other.
But we're also
Doesn't come up
passionate.
well.
It's
We're
also
passionate.
so
I do
much
want to
passion.
point. I do want to point out something now. Do you notice the two guys, the big fat guy and the one with the
mustache when they had
mustache?
the cardboard cutouts of their
Yeah,
own heads.
did you notice that they were getting a lot of showtime?
They were.
I mean, it wasn't just me, right?
No,
They
the new
showed
way.
them a lot.
The
But, I
new
mean-
Abbott and well, they had cardboard cutouts
They
of their
did.
heads.
Yeah.
Well, no. Well,
I noticed that the first couple moments into the show. Like, what is up with that? Who are these
That was a
guys?
good idea. That's what I was saying to you. I would like to have a Chris Benoit head cut out.
Stop it.
See if they.
With sunglasses.
Now
Yeah.
we're gonna get flagged.
Well, definitely.
You can't get flagged for mentioning someone's name. Although, I wouldn't be surprised. They wouldn't really give us a reason as to why we were getting flagged.
Well, like I was saying, the segment
We
was
should
just a
stop
bit of fun. If you have now that you have a 3-hour show, you do have time.
Yes.
To, so no harm.
Next was my bathroom break with Alicia Fox versus Caitlyn.
Yeah, just the generic Divas
Yeah,
match.
that
Right?
was a great
I
bathroom
do want to
break.
say, I think A. Fox is terrible in the ring.
Uh-huh.
She wasn't that bad this time.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was like gonna be a face versus face. All of a sudden she turned heel. I thought she turned heel.
Was
Like
she a heel? I don't know.
I didn't get that. I got two faces.
two face, but she wrestled a heel match though. Like she like.
It's just her style, though.
All right. I mean that's.
I didn't
what
get heel from it.
Okay.
Because when
That's fine.
she's a heel, you know that she's a heel.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Obviously now this is where I'm gonna have a big problem with The Rock here. Punk is in the skybox as Paul Heyman says, and
Wait, we totally skipped over Punk's segment.
Yeah,
He was
Did
in
we?
the skybox after that.
there was one. He did cut a promo
no,
at
did
some
we?
point.
We had to have. He was already in the skybox. That was when Paul Heyman was calling the crowd stupid, and he was going to dumb it down for them.
Yeah. Yeah, Punk came out and he said something. Just
Yeah.
the,
About how he's a real champion and
Yeah.
The Rock isn't.
Yeah, that's
how the
it.
people don't matter.
that again, you know,
Yeah.
the old
Um,
generic "you don't matter" thing.
So Paul says he's gonna drop a Paul bomb and
Paul
dedicate it to Punk. So Paul Heyman starts off well, and all of a sudden The Rock's music comes out.
Mhm.
You hear it, and I'm like, okay, he's gonna go to the crowd. No, what does this guy have? A backstage pass and a ticket?
But Paul
okay,
Heyman addressed that. He said that gives you a ticket to sit,
to
not
sit,
be in the middle of
not
the
in the
ring.
middle of the ring.
And then what happens? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, security should be out there. But Rock just tells him to shut up and leave the ring or he's going to slap the taste out of his mouth.
I got a problem with that, Rock.
And that's that.
Well, that's not Rock's
He
problem.
got a
that's,
ticket.
That's
not to
storyline
be
problem.
in the ring.
That's not the Rock's problem. That's plot holes on WWE
And did you
Creative's
hear?
part.
That's a
The
horrible
Rock
creative.
said to shut up.
Yeah, and once The
That's
Rock
it.
says to shut up,
That's it.
no.
That's it.
Again, this is on WWE Creative. You got to understand that.
I mean, at least be smart about it. Make him come through the crowd like the Shield does, but take a seat in the front row.
Yeah, but I
Like-
guess at that point...
Like the Outsiders did in the WCW show. They
Yeah.
brought tickets to the show. And they're like,
Yeah.
we got tickets. You
Right,
know,
right.
The Rock said he was going to get a ticket. But no, he walks through backstage with an imaginary backstage pass, I assume.
No, it's just a regular ticket.
Yep.
He
But-
just had the regular ticket.
Or maybe it's a VIP ticket.
Ooh, VIP ticket. So I'm going to try to I'm going to go to a show with my ticket. I'm going to try to get into the ring.
You're the Rock.
You're not The Rock, yeah. I mean, that's...
That's it. The security didn't want to do their job.
Yeah, security's horrible.
Gave him a ticket and said, you know what? We could just let you come in. But now, you know what? I don't want to sit with my family anyway. I'll give you my ticket.
Alright. Promo went well.
Promo did go well. Promo did go well.
And I like the stare down from the skybox and the balcony with Rock and all that kind of stuff and CM Punk. Lights go out.
This is the part that I didn't like.
First thing I'm like, Undertaker's back!
Come on, you had to know who it was.
Every time the lights go out.
It's the Undertaker!
But you can understand. Every time the lights go out, usually...
It's the Undertaker!
Too bad he's not wrestling anymore, John. So it doesn't really count.
WrestleMania 29, man.
He's not going to come back.
Yes,
if
he
he comes
is.
back, it's going to be a disgrace.
Okay,
They're
we'll
upset.
get to that another
He can't
time.
walk anymore.
Shut up.
He's in a wheelchair.
Rock took some beat to the
He
Shield.
took some shots. He took some hits.
He was bleeding. He
It was
bleeding.
impressive. It was impressive. See, that's the one thing that we missed from The Rock. If there's one thing The Rock did really well in the Attitude Era, it was get his ass kicked. All right? There's a lot of moments, a lot of Raws that ended with him getting a beatdown. And my personal favorite was against the NWO. When he's walking out And then Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Hulk Hogan just come out, punch him down the ramp, hit him with the finishers, hit him with a wrench. Then they throw him in a... Man, they did everything to him. They threw him in an ambulance. They ran a truck into it 3 times. Yeah, that's something we haven't seen in a while. But, it's just something different. Because The Rock isn't like the generic legend that comes back and just loses a match like Sergeant Slaughter. But he's also not the celebrity. He's a bit of both. You know what I mean? So he can take those bumps. And it was just nice to see him.
Well, Freddie Prinze Jr. took a backbreaker.
Yeah, he did.
He did. And Mark Cuban
Got
took
the RKO.
No, he took
it was a spear, right?
a spear through... Didn't Sheamus put him through a table?
Yeah.
But didn't he
It
get
was
he
like a
got RKO'd as well, though.
He might have.
Um,
I forget who did that to Freddie Prinze Jr. though.
It was Orton.
It was Randy Orton? Okay.
He did that reverse backbreaker
Right.
thing that he does.
But it's just nice to see The
Shield.
Rock take some bumps again.
once again, awesome. Keep it up, Shield. I'm loving it. I hope it goes.
It was a good
Further.
segment. However,
Okay.
I don't like that.
Actually, I'm taking a step back for a second. The Shield actually attacks Cena at one point.
Where?
Remember the Raw before TLC? It was Show versus Cena.
Show versus Cena. Okay.
They came out and attacked Cena, and then everyone came out and brawled.
Okay.
Ryback came out, Sheamus, all of them came out. You're
I'm
looking
gonna
at
have to
on
go back and check this out, yeah.
It's
All right.
but still it was a little tiny jump. I still think you can work Cena
Lame.
into the Shield.
I don't
Shut
like
up.
them attacking The Rock because I don't want The Rock to win at Royal Rumble.
If he comes out with wrapped ribs, he's winning.
If he comes out with wrapped ribs, guess what? I'm leaving your house. Because it's some BS. I'll wait outside in the cold, then you tell me when the match is over.
I'm happy with like I said, I'm just happy with the Shield's doing right now, beating up the Rock. Yeah, Rock, take that, you jerk.
Well, what? No, I don't
Wow.
understand this. Where
Wow.
did that come from?
I'm just happy for young superstars like Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, for the Rock to do that. So
Between the two,
think about it.
guys
You
For
really think?
for The Rock to put him over
Yes.
like that? Okay.
You
Well,
know?
how does that make him a jerk then? I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
he's using his celebrity legend
wait,
status.
time out. This
The
is
only
what
one
I
who's a jerk here
see.
is
But
John.
this is what I see This is what I saw happening.
Okay.
They come out, beat on him. The Rock does his comeback. He does the spit and knocks him down, all that kind of stuff, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
The Shield gets buried in 5 seconds by the Rock.
Yeah, all those other
But
superstars.
that's
together
not what
couldn't do
happened,
it.
though.
No, it did. That's why I was shocked about it.
That's
I
not
was
what
like,
happened.
"Ooh, Rock
The
actually
Rock,
took a couple bumps."
But
I
why
was
is he a
impressed by
jerk?
the Rock.
Why is he a jerk though?
I just wanted to throw that in.
That's not fair. The Rock used his celebrity / legend status to put Shield over.
No, it was nice.
In
It
less
was
than a few
nice to
seconds.
see.
It's pretty cool.
It was
it's
nice
pretty
to
cool on
see.
The Rock's part. So.
I didn't know Tensei still had a job.
Who's Tensi?
Look, man. Look.
You mean
he lost
you mean
to the world heavyweight champion.
you
Okay,
mean Prince
sorry. Actually, I made
Tensei train?
I made a mistake. We'll get back to that in a second. Next beat the clock challenge was Sheamus versus Barrett.
This was the best match of the night.
Was it?
I always love when Barrett and Sheamus go one on one with each other. It's always a physical match.
Once again,
Because they're both very
They're
similar.
both very similar. They're big guys, big foreign brutes,
Sheamus,
and I really like when they
no
go-
reaction again.
No reaction. Well,
What I didn't
did
like
he? Go
was the finish to the match. Barrett's got it loaded up.
Yeah,
Loaded up the
Oh, I
elbow.
know.
The bro kick. I would have liked, because it looked like
they were both gonna
they
hit
both hit each
finishers.
other's finisher,
Yeah,
and then maybe both sell it.
yeah.
But it became obvious when Sheamus got up that the bro kick overpowers the.
It would have been an interesting,
Bull
and I
hand.
was thinking that that's what they were leaning towards because again, Wade Barrett got a big win last week, and I figured they were going to keep building on that by maybe having him draw with Sheamus. Technically, he did. He still drew with Sheamus, but yeah, I was expecting both guys to hit their finishers.
I would have really liked that better.
We didn't mention that the reason it ended up being a draw. One of the reasons is because Ziggler, Big E, and AJ came out
interfered.
again. They interfered. They prolonged the match, and I did like this because it's not too often where you see somebody come out twice, I guess, and have a match and then interfere later on. Maybe they do. I mean, it's not too often. But I would figure that this is, like I said, I hope this is building Ziggler up. Because what happened after this was, Ziggler celebrated and said that, he was rubbing it in Vicky's face, that he wanted to beat the clock.
Yes.
He made out with AJ a little while there.
Yes.
And then
But Biggie Langston stayed in the background.
Biggie Langston,
Just standing
just
there.
being himself.
Chalk Lesnar.
Chuck Lesnar.
And that's when Vicky made the reveal that what the Beat the Clock match was the ability to choose between spot one
and spot
and
two.
spot two.
Ha!
I liked it. I liked that reveal.
I would like for him to pick number 1.
Okay.
I was gonna say that before. If it's gonna be between 1 and 2. It's gonna be between 1 and 2. There's no point in not picking 1. Picking 2 and picking 1 is basically the same thing. You're at the very beginning of the match anyway. I just don't know who would be number 2 for him to go up against for the first minute and a half. That's not funny, John. It's a very legitimate thing for him to be number 1.
We're not laughing at that. We're not laughing at
I
that.
know, but I'm trying to keep it going.
But if
Trying to keep it going, and you're sucking it up right now.
pathetic.
What an awful host.
No, I'm sorry.
Remember, leave
I'm
a
sorry.
comment.
I'm sorry.
We'll kick him to the
I'm
curb.
being but something came up. I had to show
Nothing
hands.
came up.
Yes.
It's stupid.
Yeah, I
It's
panned over the computer to you.
stupid.
Shut. No, it's not.
It's
Shut.
stupid. Are you a teenage girl?
Yes, I am. I do not.
It makes sense.
Okay.
It makes sense.
I think Ziggler come out as one, and I think he should win.
I think he should win also.
That would be the build of, right now, the century.
But
Because at this point, if they
Century?
won,
Remember.
the century, because the century just started.
remember, but hold on a
it.
second.
I don't know, whatever.
Del
Starting,
Rio,
starting from right now.
Del Rio,
Starting from right
and
now.
The
Ziggler.
year, the build-up of the year?
Build up of the
Okay.
build up of the century.
Wait 1 second.
You know why?
100 years?
No, you know why?
Wait 1 second.
100 years.
Because
Whoa.
because they've destroyed Ziggler's credibility by making him not be
Wait a
able
second.
to
Wait a
beat
second. Wait a
even
second.
the Miz.
Time out. Wait a second. Wait a second.
No.
He wins at 1, okay? So now he has the Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank. Now go to WrestleMania 29, what the card's supposed to be. Del Rio and him are not even scheduled.
It doesn't matter.
Not even on the
Money
card.
in the bank.
I
And
would
you're
like-
reading stuff from the internet. It doesn't mean that it's gonna
No, I
happen.
understand that. But if that's the subject card, it's how don't you have those two on?
I would-
At least a chance, or at least change it.
Because the internet wants to piss you off.
it's succeeding.
It's
It is.
succeeding. It's succeeding.
Well, like I said, it would have to be the build of, okay, fine, maybe not the century, but I would figure it has to be a really strong build because of the fact that Ziggler has done nothing but lose to Cena, lose to Sheamus, lose to whoever, and then not be able to
He
legitimately.
kind of lost to the Miz.
He might as well
He
have
might
lost
as well
to the
have
Miz.
lost to
It was
the Miz.
ridiculous. I was upset about it.
You
So
shouldn't.
I figure the only way to build Ziggler back up to form so that he could be a legitimate guy who can handle the title would be to give him both the Royal Rumble on
And
top
Money
of
in
the
the
Money in the Bank. You use them both. He would have to unify the titles. Of course, ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
I'd like to
I
see
don't
it.
see them unifying the title.
I like to
Especially
see
not
it.
with Ziggler.
Especially, well, they've already unified the titles before,
Right.
and then they just like, you know what, we need another title.
Again,
They're
I mean,
supposed to debut a new title soon, so
Eh.
but not till midsummer.
Eh.
and if it looks anything like the title we've seen online, they might as well just stay with this.
Yeah,
one.
stay with this
Have
one.
I seen it?
It's
yeah.
it's boring.
It's
nothing.
horrible.
It's just a giant WWE logo.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's it.
So
With-
it's
with
the same
champion
one.
under it.
It's the same one, but it doesn't spin.
No. It's just basically the whole faceplate
It's WWE.
is the WWE logo, and it says champion on the bottom.
Yep.
Might as well be a Divas title.
It might
Yep.
as well be.
Or the NXT title. It's just like the NXT title.
well.
Yeah.
They don't. That doesn't air on TV.
After that, obviously, we talked about Vicky telling Ziggler to pick one or two as she walks off. Paul Heyman goes backstage with Punk and runs into Vince. There was a botch in this promo.
What was the botch?
What was the
I think
botch
it
show?
was Vince saying to Punk,
I remember him saying something and thinking that doesn't make sense. So it might be what you're talking about.
I think he told if Punk or I
If
think
somebody
it was,
interfered,
yeah, he said if CM Punk interferes in the match or something
Oh right,
like that.
yeah, I caught that.
yeah.
I think a lot of people
How is it-
got that.
If you wrestle your own match, you're gonna lose the title.
You're gonna lose
Alright,
the
well,
title.
And then that caught me.
Yeah.
That's why I messaged you guys because I was confused here, and I said, does that mean if Shield gets involved, he loses the title, or if anybody
Yeah.
gets involved, he loses the title. Because
Yeah, it was actually Vince McMahon who botched the line, and instead of saying CM Punk would be stripped if the Shield interfered in the match, he said CM Punk would be stripped if CM Punk interfered in his match.
I remember that.
How do you interfere in your own match?
And I hope they clarify that. Because
they can edit it.
because
they
if,
can't. Technically, they can't, because if it was on SmackDown, you could retape it. But this was live.
But they could just come back and say, "Oh, well, he misspoke," or have an official press release.
he'll just probably announce something right
Yeah.
before the match at the Royal
Oh
Rumble.
man!
And now, if it's just the Shield,
I want to see CM Punk interfere in his own match.
if it was just the Shield, I think it doesn't matter because Paul Heyman could still get involved.
Yeah.
Just
It's very specific.
yeah. So I mean,
Next, oh, you want to get that?
I'm probably gonna say what you were gonna say. So
Alberto Del Rio versus that guy.
I was not gonna say that.
That guy.
I was gonna skip over that.
who was that guy?
That was funny. What would you call him? Lord Tense A Train?
Prince Tensei Train. That's what I call him.
Tensai. Yeah, I'm surprised.
Look, John, like I was saying, he went up against the World Heavyweight Champion.
And
He lost because he went up against the World Heavyweight Champion. What I didn't like in this match, I'll just get to the end because you just want to run him down. Mark! Oh, sorry about that. I'm allergic to BS in this room. I didn't like the moonsault.
oh, that was a lame moonsault.
No, the problem with that moonsault was the same problem I have with
It's gonna be our sign.
The the Swanton bomb where you miss
I somehow
most of the opponent.
Somehow I managed to miss the moonsault, so I'm gonna have to check this out immediately.
It wasn't very good. It's one of those things where it's even more of a letdown that he won with a move that wasn't his finisher.
Yeah. Well, okay, I can. Well, I mean, he could have just. What do you call it? Done the cross. He doesn't really do the arm.
He does it.
But he doesn't do it that much anymore, does he?
Once in a while.
I've seen him do the.
the kick.
more.
And the kick was pretty cool.
When he wins a match, you're right. I haven't noticed him doing the submission, but he's also been in a lot of tag matches recently.
That's a stupid armbar, though. I hate that armbar.
Oh, well,
match itself, it was
short.
Dario obviously getting a huge face turn. I love it.
He's already had the face turn.
Well, the face turn it's going well.
It is.
It's gone very well.
And I was like I said.
The Miz.
Well, again, you know where I stand on that. But,
and you guys know where I stand.
And we know where you stand on that.
Where were you? Yeah, no, I know.
I never wanted them. I said it on here before. I never wanted them as face.
Next.
I'm surprised at how well Del Rio's done as a face.
Yeah.
Big Show.
And he doesn't need a legend to come and put him over.
We get a last man standing match at the Royal Rumble. Big Show versus Del Rio.
Well, that was announced already.
Was it?
It was announced before the Big Show Zack Ryder match.
Excuse me, I was just checking out the. I'm just checking out the moonsault. So
the very horrible moonsault. That is pretty bad. It's really bad.
I didn't even want to load.
I didn't want to load.
But
me and Rob will take it as Ant's watching the video.
Ant-Man.
The Ant-Man.
We get
the Ant-Man.
We get the next Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah, because everybody cares about this Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it.
Hooray for
Bob Backlund!
Yay! Okay, next.
And for those of you who don't know who Bob Backlund is,
Look up Diesel and Bob Backlund.
Wikipedia.
5-second match.
All right, well, I just
like, even to be fair, you're gonna say that. It's not.
5-second match.
It doesn't matter what you put.
Nobody cares
to find
about
him.
Bob Backlund.
Yeah, he's not. He's boring.
I mean, he had that one thing.
All right,
with
I just saw the moonsault.
Second,
he just didn't pull Prince Tensei Train out far enough. That's all. He just needed to put. It's the same thing with John Morrison's fight.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with John Morrison's Starship Pain that he does the move and the part that weighs the most didn't hit the competitor.
Yeah.
So it just looks bad.
All right. We got the C chance for Del Rio. I like it.
Of course, yes.
So Bob Backlund, yay!
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
No, actually,
John's,
that's we're misleading the public because a yay would lead you to believe that he gets a reaction.
No, he doesn't.
He gets zero reaction.
I don't think he's even going to get a speech at
Yeah, he's not. They're like, you're going to put people to sleep.
4-7 years ago speech.
Oh, goodness. He probably won't even get a diva to escort him out to the stage. He'll just have to walk on his own.
I will give it credit. I will give him credit though. He did have a good feud with Bret Hart, and
No, he had a good career. This is all kidding. Like, we're not taking away his accomplishments. It's the reaction that we're
Yes.
Yeah, well,
it's his reaction. How many Bob Backlund shirts have you ever seen?
well, he did have one thing in TNA with the Motor City Machine
that was
Guns.
boring too, though.
That was very boring.
They were entertaining. He was not. I remember them stealing his journal.
Was
or
it
something.
the paparazzi?
Yeah, paparazzi Productions.
Oh, boy.
They were like harassing him or something.
Yeah.
They stole his journal.
Oh my god! What a riveting storyline! He stole my journal.
He stole my journal.
But yeah, he was boring.
John Cena comes to address the WWE Universe.
You
I think
guys
he
can-
gives his usual promo
You guys can take this.
that he's gonna win.
I'm gonna win! Ah! Trying to pump up the
He
crowd.
does the screen, the voice cracking scream
Yeah.
when he's gonna win. Then Sheamus comes out, says he's gonna win.
I'm gonna
Everybody
win.
comes out.
And then Orton comes out, and he says he's gonna win.
No,
and
wait, the primetime players.
The
come
primetime
out
players
before
come
that.
out.
And then at one point, 3MB came out, and I believe them.
But
They will win.
I think we should all play the
I thought
avatar.
that, I'm not going to do that. I thought that this was going to end up with a bunch of guys that are in the Rumble coming out.
Uh-huh.
But then everybody
came
Yeah,
out.
they
And
just-
I'm thinking, there's way more than 30 people in
Yeah.
this ring.
JTG came out.
Some of them, stop it. Some of them have to know that they're not all going to be in the match.
JG came out.
Hey, and he didn't get tossed out
The
first.
Great Khali came out.
Yeah,
Kane came
they
out.
basically just emptied the locker room.
Daniel
Yeah.
Bryan came out.
Did anybody see Kurt Hawkins? He was in the ring.
Was he in the ring?
Yeah, he cut his hair, so you might.
Brutus
not
Clay came out.
Why is that surprising though?
I mean,
You're naming a lot of people that aren't that surprising, but Kurt Hawkins was because last I read he's injured. He had surgery on his knee and
I read
elbow?
something about that.
Or it was just his knee, and he cut his hair. So you
Yeah.
saw him. He was very short hair.
I know, all about the 3MB. That's all it is. Heath Slater, baby. Right?
Pretty
Comment.
much, it's all about the 3MB.
Comment on this video. Tell us what you think of John. I'm really interested to know.
You guys are horrible, man.
You wanna
I'm the host of this.
the host with the least.
Host of
I don't know
this
if anyone's
show.
ever gonna get that
I
reference.
can't say that other
It's
word I
such
was
a
going to
bad
say.
reference.
Overall, what do you guys think of the Raw leading up to the Royal Rumble?
It's
Well, I just want to comment on the Rumble itself. Well, like, adding to me saying that all those guys came out and they can't all be in the Rumble.
right.
You know that even without that, there's going to be those surprise entrants, those old legends, or a return.
Right, and this is
which a surprise.
this is an interesting thing here that Rob brought up. There's a lot of people out there who do like the surprise entrance, but Rob here doesn't.
Yes.
I do not like it. They have enough
Why
guys.
don't you like it?
Do you want the real reason or the BS reason I can come up with that sounds legit?
Well,
I'll give you the fake one.
Okay,
the
give
legit
us the
sounding
fake
one. It bugs me because you have all these guys that are already on the roster. They might not get airtime, and you could easily put them in because you know only one person's going to win anyway. You could easily just have them in there to be in there to give them some work to do. But instead, you're going to have like the surprise Diesel return, which
Right.
actually something came from it. I guess he did come
well,
back.
a little something.
Yeah. Or you have the announcers come out. Or you have Mick Foley do a little thing with Santino.
Right.
Which was entertaining.
Yeah, it was it was a funny spot.
It was really fun. But
it was the only fun spot of that Royal Rumble. Well, no, there was the Ricardo Rodriguez
Yeah.
spot too.
yeah, he was in
Okay.
the same one. But that's all it is. It's just this little spot that isn't going to amount to anything.
Right, right.
Whereas you could have guys that are already in the company and potentially do that just the same.
I think it's a tough issue because, like I was saying, I get why you might not like it.
Yeah.
It's because you know the surprise entrant isn't
Isn't
winning.
going to win, yeah.
So it's essentially a wasted spot.
Unless it's a return.
But I do feel like
Unless it's a return.
Like Cena in 08.
right, but I do feel like it's better. It's a little more entertaining than having the jobber fill out that spot.
They don't even need to be a jobber. They could be lower card.
So wait,
But
hold
my-
on.
but my
Wait a
fear
second, this
is that-
where, this is where I'm gonna have to stop you for a moment. You got excited last
You
year.
know I'm lying.
Yes.
I'm not really lying.
You got excited when Road Dogg came out last year.
I love the Road Dogg.
So, are you gonna be upset when a New Age Outlaws come out?
So I guess this is where you force me to give my other reason.
Yep.
It's so stupid.
I like
It
those
really
this
messes
show.
up my in-game roster.
Yes.
For
He is
the
such
latest
a
WWE
dork.
game.
Rob he takes his video game very
I
seriously.
take my
He's a
I take my
giant
entertainment
dork.
seriously.
No, and this is a legitimate reason if you're that into video games.
Dork.
But with that example, they're already in the game, so I could just call it even.
You're a giant dork anyway.
But,
Um,
I mean,
Well, I do like the surprise entrance when they're actually good.
yeah.
Like
Mick
I
Foley
felt
coming out that spot was great.
Yeah.
But when they come in and
I
don't
feel
do
like-
anything,
So-
right,
They've-
like
the
last year's
announcers.
spot.
They've
yeah,
named
oh
a
my
couple
goodness.
already right off the bat. That like who knows what? No, like MVP maybe.
he said on Twitter he's not going to do it.
He's not
That
gonna
doesn't,
do
doesn't
it.
mean anything.
That
Yeah,
doesn't mean anything.
That's the argument of the internet.
Already, the New Age Outlaws has been rumored.
But they're with the company.
That's true. Low Key was the other one.
What about
He's not
Batista?
Who?
Any word on Batista?
I don't think Batista's coming back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Actually, we'll get
quit.
I quit.
Shaking in the
Give me my spotlight. Give me my spotlight.
We gotta play that video at some point. It's amazing.
I don't want you don't want our video to get flagged again.
no,
This will
no.
be I'm gonna let.
Trademark.
I'll give you this. I will have Rumble questions throughout the week, and I'm gonna start with the first one, and just a quick one. Who's gonna be 30?
This is just a guess.
Well, the more important thing, well, I guess it's not more important, but 30's not going to win anyway.
who?
They've had it enough
I
times.
mean,
where
okay,
it's not
Big
gonna
Show's
happen
been
this year.
30, but like you have Edge as a surprise at 31 year. You had Cena, who is a surprise. Would you want like any surprises at 30?
No.
It can't be Big Show again.
If it's Big Show, I'm done.
That really upset me last
Could it-
year
the
because
thing
I
is,
feel
though,
like
could it
last
be-
year there was the one thing that was missing from last year's Rumble was a big surprise entrant because the one the year before had a lot of them and some big ones at that.
Mm-hmm.
They had the biggest ones were Diesel and Booker T,
Mm.
and people went nuts for that.
Yeah.
Last year, who was the biggest one? Mick Foley.
Yeah.
I mean
it's-
nothing against Mick Foley, but it was just him.
Road Dogg.
And then I was expecting a big, at least
you
a surprise at number 30. Yeah, you're right, Road Dogg. And then I was expecting one more, and then we got Big Show.
Yay.
I mean,
But what I think for the last couple entrants should be not main eventers, not like the big name.
up and coming,
Yeah,
like Kofi.
because like what they
We
say
know
is,
Kofi's not winning.
yeah,
it's
Kofi's
the-
out,
yeah, he's gonna be in there just for the crazy spot he's gonna do.
pretty much.
But like, you have the bigger guy. You have the guys that aren't gonna make it from the beginning of the Rumble.
Actually,
It gets easier by if 30 you
does.
have the most chance of
Well,
winning.
well, hold that off
If it's
for a
a
second.
no.
No, hold it off for a second, because I want to get into. I want to get into that tomorrow, when I have a list of the wrestlers in the Rumble, and I'm gonna let you guys go at
Just
it.
couldn't wait.
No.
I couldn't finish my
no,
thought.
No, sorry, I'm the host. Ha.
Host with the least comment.
I hate them all.
I was keep saying a comment because no one
Hate them.
comments.
Yeah, comment.
Well,
No
we do
one
get
gets-
we do get some comments.
We got one comment
nice
that I read.
boobies.
Damn it,
Did
we're
we
gonna,
get that?
we're gonna get flagged.
Did we get that?
Yes, we,
We got
did.
that
That happened?
Yes, we
Yeah.
got a comment.
I didn't know that. I saw like
Um,
nice videos or something.
I'm gonna
Cool
have
video.
tomorrow. I'm gonna have a list of wrestlers in the Rumble, and I want you guys. I'm
But
gonna pick obvious
Did
choices.
they add to it? Because when I checked it, there wasn't that many.
But I'm gonna.
There's only like
gonna-
7 on there.
There's only 7, but I'm gonna. There's the Royal roster and the Smackdown roster. I'm gonna give you guys the wrestlers who you guys think will have shots and who you think are getting eliminated fast.
You know who I think.
So that'll be on for tomorrow.
And he hits
but
a 450.
finish.
Like nobody's business.
That's not gonna
I
happen.
think that upper middle card guys should come out towards the end.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Because when you have a main eventer coming in at 30,
So if John Cena
It's
came
pretty
out at
unfair.
30,
I don't think he'd win if he came out at 30.
I don't think he will come out.
I hope he
I
does.
think John Cena will come out at some point in the middle.
Because like you have the number 30, everyone else is blown up. You're the freshest guy, so you have you're most likely to win.
Yeah.
all I want.
It usually doesn't happen.
This is what I don't
But at
want.
least change it up and make it a mid Carter or somebody that
Sheamus?
you want to push.
Sheamus at 30, Orton at 30,
You
Cena
can't
at
have
30.
everybody at 30.
This is what I don't want.
You can't have everybody at 30 though.
I'm telling you, I
Only
don't want it
130.
30.
And you know it won't be Dolph. He's going to be number 1.
He's going to be number 1. He's going to win it.
That's the problem, though. If he's number 1 and he wins it, it's been done before.
Yeah.
He'll be compared, although he's already compared.
So it's not like it matters. So I mean, he's just great. He's got great talent in the ring.
Show off.
He is. He shows it off well. I thought it was a decent Raw going into the Royal Rumble.
Oh wait. I would want to say, side note. I was telling this to Anthony before. Smackdown. We did a review on Smackdown. We told people not to watch it, even though I said I was going to watch it anyway.
Yeah, we all watched it actually. And it actually wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad. The week before was better.
Obviously, of
But
course.
what bothered me, what I noticed was, they kept saying that it was their 700th episode. And I'm thinking, maybe they're advertising for the future. But it really was their 700th episode. And
So why wouldn't
they
you
made
have-
no celebration to it, whatever, except for mentioning it a
Why
bunch
would
of
you
times.
not have like an anniversary show? Not an anniversary, but an episode show. You know.
Yeah.
But make it special. Like, it was worse than the week before.
WWE doesn't care about the anniversary.
Absolutely not. I don't want to get into that. Like I said, good Raw leading up to it. I mean, decent Raw.
Good enough,
Not
yeah.
good enough. Royal Rumble Sunday. So we'll get into the Royal Rumble week as I gave Rob and Ant to review Royal Rumble 1994. And what would you guys take on it?
You want to do... I didn't get to watch all of it.
What did you get to watch,
but I
Ant?
got to watch the
I
beginning of it.
watched the casket match between The Undertaker and
I've
Yokozuna.
seen that already.
Okay, everyone. I think
And-
everyone's seen that.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good casket match, but I think the promo leading up to it, I think is great.
You don't see any more like that. And, like, even the ones that, if they try to recreate that nowadays, most people it would come off as corny.
Yeah.
And I feel like everything about this pay-per-view, this Royal Rumble, it seems like they cared more about it back then than they do nowadays. Because it's almost like they were more concerned with putting out a quality product back then.
Yeah.
And I'm trying not to. I don't know if it's nostalgia or whatever. It could be, for all I know. You know, maybe somebody else has a different opinion. But the first thing I noticed about the casket match itself is that both guys are really big, and they both moved very well at the ring.
Double wide, double D casket.
No, but I'm serious though. That match, you know, I expected it to be a slow match because, well, Yokozuna
Yeah.
and Undertaker. You know, I'm so used to seeing him how he
Old.
wrestles now.
Old
And
and broken.
I'd forgotten how fast he was in his prime. I really did. And the height he gets on his jumps.
Even a couple years ago, he was still that fast.
Yeah, and I was just watching. I'm like, holy cow! And it was, for the most part, it was really just when Yokozuna and Undertaker were going 1-on-1. That was about 10 minutes, and then the rest of it was just like a bunch of heels coming out and attacking the Undertaker. But they both moved fairly well. You know, very well for big guys. Undertaker dominated the match. He dominated. And, you know, it's not every day you see Yokozuna reeling in a match. You know, in this match, he was the scared one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because nowadays, you know, you see Undertaker trying to intimidate somebody, and it's, oh, you don't scare me, Undertaker, but they lose. No, this was legitimately Yokozuna being freaked out from the get-go, and being just totally intimidated by the Undertaker since the
Not
promo
even
before the
intimidated.
match.
Would you want to be stuffed in that casket?
Well, I mean, if claustrophobia. I mean,
That thing's huge.
It looked
And-
like it might be comfy, though.
and the Undertaker apparently made it himself.
Actually, yes, the Undertaker did make it himself.
It was nice and cushioned.
There was
inside.
a thing, in 1994, there was like Regis and Kelly were having a show, and I guess they were getting WWF superstars onto the show, and one was Undertaker and Paul Bearer.
So
They
Undertaker
act-
just stood
They
there the whole
actually
time.
brought the casket out, and so they let,
It wouldn't have been Kelly.
no, Regis and someone.
Kathy Lee.
Kathy Lee. There we go. Sorry about that. So they're like, you know, talking about Undertaker having a bad hair day and stuff like that. And yeah.
And they didn't get stuff in the casket.
They get jokes.
No, it gets better. So they went to preview the big humongous casket, and Regis opens it up, and there's a little teddy bear in it, and he goes, "Oh look, it's something for Yokozuna to play with." So he gets laid down, and all of a sudden the Undertaker, Paul Bearer is like, have fun, Regis. Time you're gonna get a new host, Kathy Lee, and they reel him off.
Well, he put Regis in the casket.
Yep.
Okay.
That didn't come out very well.
Sorry, he stuffed it. Pretty much stuffed him in the casket. He's trying to get out, and
Well, that won't work because, as we all know, Regis himself is immortal. He never
Yes.
gets old or anything.
never gets old. But
So-
I thought that was pretty cool. As what they did back then, even with WWE superstars going on talk shows, that was actually pretty cool.
Well, let me tell you something.
And,
I
and
noticed a lot of
Undertaker's still in
things.
character, mind you.
I noticed a lot of things about 90s wrestling. And maybe it's just 94
Is
or
it more
whatever.
mainstream?
It's not just more mainstream. One thing that I noticed is that, and I told you this before. When I look back to old pay-per-views or old matches, without watching them, I figure, oh, wrestling used to look so much more legitimate when I was a kid, but that must be it. It must have been because I was a kid. I didn't know any better.
Everything's better when you're a kid.
Right. Because now I watch it and I see, it doesn't seem the same. Like, I know it's not real and all that stuff.
And scary, because if I saw that when I was a kid, I'd be freaked out of that casket. I'm freaked out by the Undertaker.
Well, when I was a kid, I just thought it was cool.
Of course.
I just thought it was cool. You're either going to be scared of it or you're going to think it's cool.
Yeah, John, but John, you're afraid of outlets, so...
Shut up.
Well, hold on, wait.
True.
What I'm trying to say is the matches back then.
Yeah.
They did look more legitimate back then because
Even if you watch them now.
watch them, go back and watch these
on
matches.
children.
Because if you watch a match or even the Royal Rumble match, yeah, it's not necessarily really people punching each other, but they sell it so much better back then. Now, I don't know if it's the camera angles.
It's a different generation.
Right. I don't know if it's the camera angles. Maybe it's the lack of HD or something. But there's just something about old matches that make them look more legitimate than what we see today.
I love old matches.
They're
I
amazing.
really think it's a different not generation us.
Yeah.
A different generation of
wrestlers.
Yeah.
Right. Or who might be more committed to it.
'Cause
Or
you
might be
even-
more willing to take those shots.
Yeah.
Because if you look at them when they're thrown into the steel steps,
They're thrown.
they're thrown into the steps. Whereas nowadays you do see that gap between the head and the steps that you see. All right,
Or
yeah,
you
they
see
did
pretty
really
much
hit
the
it.
shoulder.
Or you see everybody
Shoulder
hit
first.
the steps the same exact way
It's
now.
shoulder
Right.
first. It's
Yeah.
nothing big. Like you see,
You don't see Mankind
running a knee first,
Or
Right.
like tumbling over it.
which
You just
is
hit the shoulder.
I
and
love
just-
that. It
Right.
was the
Yeah.
different way to take
And now
a
he
bump.
can't walk around.
Now
So this
Yeah.
is the lesson you learn.
Yeah, that's why most old wrestlers have bad knees
Yeah.
because they do things like that. And another thing I noticed was that the tires, there was so much more originality in terms of what they wore to the ring.
You said that before, yeah.
I said that before, and I feel like that's another thing that might be missing from wrestling nowadays because what you usually see are the traditional undie-shaped tights.
They're called trunks.
Trunks.
Oh yeah, trunks. Even though that's not what they are.
That's
Yeah.
what they're called.
That's what they're called, but that's not what.
Wrestling trunks.
Because
wrestling.
I'm
Wrestling
figuring
boots. Wrestling knee
it's
pads.
ridiculous.
Wrestling elbow pads.
Basically,
Well, you don't need to say that. They're
Oh.
elbow pads.
the attire that, let's say, Miz wears, Ziggler wears it, Orton wears it, Cesaro wears it, Barrett, Sheamus, they all have
Jobber Jericho.
Jobber Jericho. They all have.
Jobber Jericho.
Well, there's a reason. There's a difference.
Go
Yeah,
back
there's
to
a
the
difference.
pants.
Yeah,
Tights.
you see so
Tights.
many people who used to wear pants go
Tights.
to the tights. Well, the tights
Tights
go
go
to
to
the
the
trunks.
And there's
Right?
no reason.
There's no reason for it.
JG
Meanwhile,
actually.
meanwhile, I'm watching this Royal
JG's always
Rumble.
had the tights. I mean the trunks.
JTG, sorry.
That's what you first said. Stop interrupting Ant-Man over here. So unprofessional.
And I'm watching the Royal Rumble, and I see these attires that you never see
Jeff Jarrett.
anymore. Like Jeff Jarrett, yeah, the attire looks stupid, but it was something original.
Yeah.
Macho Man, goes in there with
the tassels.
he's got the tassels and everything. But even when he wrestles, he has I don't know what kind of shirt you would call
Cowboy
that.
hat, yeah.
And then you have
Just missing the Slim Jim.
Okay, I give up. Basically, what I'm saying is I did enjoy this pay-per-view far more than I enjoyed
the Steiner brothers.
the Stein. Oh goodness,
They were colorful.
the Steiner brothers, another one. Rick Steiner wearing that headgear. You know, I mean, come on. I haven't seen the headgear since Kurt Angle had to hold the wig on. You know, but the casket match itself was very, very entertaining. Again, you would think it's going to be a slow match between two big guys, but no, it wasn't. It was everything I didn't expect it to be.
Obviously we had a couple of matches.
Well, I wanted to say, when you told us to watch this one, you asked us to, I thought at first, alright, the casket match, that's the reason. Because I didn't remember right off the top of my head what happened at this pay-per-view or this Rumble. I'm like, alright, he's gushing over The Undertaker versus Yokozuna. But even the matches before it, you can overlook, I guess. Just on quick face value. And you have the Rumble with 2 winners. If you just look at, who won and who lost.
Yep.
I'm like, alright, this is a Rumble that was different and it meant something, especially at the time. It was different. And I don't think that's ever happened again with the 2 winners.
They tried to Cena and Batista, but it didn't end the same way.
Well, that's your train of thought.
I did.
What happened? You just pulled the Jack Swagger.
Yeah.
You just pulled the Jack Swagger.
But watch.
It's like that long gap in silence.
You can see it. I forgot what I was gonna say.
We're all waiting.
I pulled the swagger. I forgot what I was gonna say. But the matches themselves. I mean, I wasn't familiar with Tatanka. I was familiar with him from when he returned to SmackDown.
Well, what about Bam Bam
Big
Bigelow?
Fat joke. That's the thing. I don't know if it's because he's from our area. He's from like northern Jersey, like we are.
Someone like that.
But I knew him. I don't know if it's because of he's from our area or because he was that good.
Yeah.
But I expected just a quick squash match.
Yeah. So did I gotta say, like I said, it could be nostalgia. It could be a combination of nostalgia. It could be that he's from here. It just could be. I just don't get it. I can't put my finger on it. That watching this pay-per-view gave me just some kind of a feeling that I don't get from wrestling nowadays. It just seems like they put so much more effort into giving us these colorful characters. And I say colorful in a good way because not many people like much color, but it's something that you haven't seen much after the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Even the Attitude Era did give us some colorful characters.
Yeah.
It had a different vibe to it. But I think WWE, if they're going to make a PG, put more effort into giving us those larger-than-life characters again.
Yeah.
Don't give us just a Miz or...
but I think it also might be a size thing, like how WWE for a long time had the biggest wrestlers.
Right.
Now that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
I think a lot more wrestlers nowadays aren't those big guys.
Yeah. But you could get... Like, I could see Barrett or Sheamus passing off as one of those big guys back then. But I think you can use Ziggler in a Shawn Michaels type, like in a song, that type of way, because he definitely has that type of movement, awesome seller, and he's getting better on the mic every time he speaks.
Actually, if you want to go back, just real quick back to attires. Ultimate Warrior. I mean, he had all those tassels on his.
You hardly see face paint anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Jeff Hardy for that little stint there.
Sting.
But I mean,
we're talking about WWE.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, bring somebody in with face paint.
I don't know why they don't have more things like that.
I don't get it either.
Like I'm not saying, like even with not even luchadors, but masked wrestlers.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everybody needs to. Like not everybody needs face paint or a mask.
Right.
But why not have more?
Because
variation.
And I don't understand it because
doesn't El Local wear a mask?
He does.
And
there we go.
And they got to bring him up.
Yes, they have to bring him up.
They do. He's got some in-ring skill.
And I just feel like they're losing an opportunity here because if you openly say that you're aiming towards children when you put it in PG, so why not go the extra mile and bring us
kids
these types
love
of
that
characters?
stuff.
Yeah. They don't just need the John Cena.
Yeah.
So.
Super Cena.
The second.
For that matter, the rest of the Undertaker match, he had it won, threw Yokozuna into the casket.
But he didn't have it won.
Just had a bunch of heels come out, beat on the Undertaker. And there was this really funny spot where I think it was Jim Cornette or Mr. Fuji took the urn from Paul Bearer, and you just have the cameraman go up to Paul Bearer and you hear him saying, "The urn! The urn!"
That's where all his power was.
Yeah, that's where the Undertaker's power was.
So really, they didn't even need to beat up Undertaker. They just needed to get the urn away from him.
They just had to take the urn away from him, and all that green goo.
This green smoke came out of the urn,
which was awesome.
Which Vince, he connected to the Undertaker by saying whatever that is, it's leaving the urn. Maybe that's a sign of the power leaving the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Again, obviously it's.
I think it's kind of sad though that you have to put it out there because people won't get that.
Well, I mean, I'm not so sure people didn't get that. Because we look at that, we watch it today and we say, maybe nobody got it. But at that time, I'd like to think people were smarter.
Yeah.
So maybe they didn't...
That's definitely the case.
Yeah. Because nowadays you have to have everything explained to you as you're watching.
So
But
they beat him down.
They beat him down. They put him in the casket.
And they locked it. Now you think, okay, he's locked in the casket, and they send him to the back. All of a sudden, there's some green guck coming out of the casket.
Yeah, again, I gotta say, the WWE special effects in the 90s weren't bad.
They were really good.
They weren't bad.
No.
Again, it could be maybe we didn't have HD or whatever.
A different time.
It's also the fact
that
when it got dark for the Undertaker, you didn't have tons of flashing light bulbs of people taking pictures.
Yeah.
It got pitch black in there.
Yep.
And I remember because I went to a house show when I was younger and it just turned off. You didn't see a thing.
I thought that video of the Undertaker saying like,
oh, it's iconic.
"Be not proud, the spirit of the Undertaker," and I was like, "Oh my God!" He's like, he's done. He's gone. He's resurrecting again.
And he levitated.
He levitated.
And again, I don't know if it was, let's say, a dummy or if it was a stuntman.
A lot of people saying it was Marty Jannetty.
Marty, that's random.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. That's what it's
They're nothing alike.
But it's a rumor.
But again, it
is someone. It's not a dummy. It's actually someone.
But again, it doesn't really matter because it was so dark you couldn't tell who it was.
No.
Couldn't tell who it was.
Absolutely not.
And it's got to be something. Yeah, I wish I could have been to a show like that where Undertaker pulled something out.
Providence, Rhode Island. That's where he died and resurrected.
But again,
which was just awesome to see. Just him like
floating. A really solid segment.
He's floating away. And it's like, oh my God, he's going up to heaven. Even though he's only going up to the rafters.
Yeah, really. It's tough to get to that roof. But no, a really solid segment, a solid match, in a solid pay-per-view.
That's actually one of my favorite casket matches next to HBK and Undertaker.
Where he broke his back?
Yeah.
And he lost his smile.
Yeah.
He lost his smile. Nah, that's actually before that.
Going back to the second match, the tag match.
The Quebecers versus...
Highlight of the match.
Bret Hart and Owen Hart.
Highlight of the match wasn't any of the in-ring competitors. It was Johnny Polo.
Johnny Polo.
Why Johnny Polo?
Because he turned out to be Raven. You wouldn't think, like, we said it on one of the other videos about older gimmicks. And when they said Johnny Polo, I'm like, no. When I saw the guy, it's like,
yes,
another one! He was this first. But that, in seriousness, that match... I mean, I knew they weren't back together. The back and forth between Owen and Bret beforehand. And they fixed their problems. And I agree. By the end of the mid-match, it just dragged.
Yeah.
It dragged.
Oh my God, that's Raven?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
They tried to sell that Bret's knee was hurt. I get it.
Uh-huh.
But at one point... I can't remember which of the Quebecers hit him with a chair on the outside. The ref clearly saw it. Owen could not turn him around fast enough.
Right.
It was obvious. And it just, even after, it kept dragging. And the end of the match is, I guess, the Quebecers won. I don't remember if it was by submission or just by the ref calling it.
Uh-huh.
Because he puts the sharpshooter on one of them, and as he gets up, he collapses again because his knee is so messed up.
Okay.
After moving away from Owen, instead of making the tag. They lose, they don't win the titles, Owen goes heel, and it kicks him in the leg.
Right.
Then afterwards, or while they're carting him off, this drags. This just keeps dragging. It was far too long.
Okay.
Owen's on the screen and they're doing a backstage interview about how selfish Bret is and how he's going to go on to the Rumble. I mean, they could have been champions. All he had to do was tag him. Why didn't you tag me? Because you're selfish and you just want to put a sharpshooter on. Mm-hmm. And he's going to go into the Rumble and win. At this point, I'm behind Owen Hart.
That was a very good promo.
I'm like,
it was.
Yeah. I'm like, he's right. I can't disagree with him. As much as you might like Bret, or if maybe it's just this thing where you're supposed to dislike the heels because they're a heel.
Right.
But he's right. And at that point, I can't
just
argue. Hate you. Yeah.
He's right. He has a point. A legitimate point.
Then we had Razor Ramon versus
Well,
IRS.
I wanted him at this point to go into the Rumble and win.
Okay.
Owen Hart.
We'll get to that in a
Owen
second.
Hart.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a
He
second.
obviously did not.
Relax.
I'm not giving away any big spoilers by saying who didn't win.
Razor Ramon versus IRS.
That was kind of a snoozer.
The Quebecers won, by the way.
I did say that.
Okay.
But
And Tatanka defeated Bam Bigelow. And
Yeah, which was
There was a
surprising.
dark match.
Yeah, the jobber of jobbers won it.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
The Brooklyn Brawler.
That's why it's
versus
a dark match.
defeated Jim Powers. And you know how long the match was?
Nobody even got to the arena for that match.
Well, it's unknown because it doesn't say how long the match was.
maybe Jim Powers didn't even show up. I'm not gonna fight the Brooklyn Brawler. Just give him the win.
Win by count out.
He needs it.
Razor versus IRS.
It would be by forfeit. He wouldn't by forfeit.
Forfeit.
I don't remember IRS ever doing anything except the gimmick that he had.
Yeah, I like to get the gimmick.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did.
But I don't remember him ever really doing anything.
Right.
He was good with Ted DiBiase though when he formed the.
Yeah, but in ring, what did he do?
Yeah, no, you're right there. You're right there.
I like his character and gimmick.
Character.
He was all right, yeah.
I like his attire. Just the white shirt, the black pants. He has suspenders, right?
Yes,
suspenders.
Yes.
But it was for the IC title, the Intercontinental title.
Yep.
And I'm like, all right. It's not going to necessarily be a squash match because they're both big guys. And the match was long enough to not be a squash. But I was also surprised because I didn't know there was even a build, if there was, for this length of a match for it to end the way it did.
Okay.
The ref counts the pin count after Razor Ramon hits IRS with his own briefcase. He's down. While that's happening, the ref's already down. While that happens, Shawn Michaels comes out with the fake IC title, hits Ramon. Everyone's laying there. Everyone's laying there. These are all stretched out. These are all way too long, overselling.
Right.
IRS gets up, crawls over, pins him.
1, 2.
1, 2, 3. He's the new IC champion.
What?
Earl Hebner comes out, tells this ref, no, you're wrong. This is what happens. You can't hear them. This is a terrible version of what happens. I can't tell a story from my life. The match, I guess, the bell didn't ring. At this point, Razor Ramon's up. You get pinned. You're revitalized. Yeah. He's up. Hits IRS with the Razor's Edge. Pins him 1, 2, 3.
Well, we all know that.
Retains the title. I hated it. I watched this today. I can't believe I'm telling this bad a story.
Well, you know how Earl Hebner, he seems to be at the helm of every
everything.
Job.
But this is the thing. I can understand if Shawn Michaels came out and hit Ramon with the fake title and the match ended that way. But Ramon cheated first by using the briefcase. Granted, IRS tried to use it and it was reversed, but still.
But you gotta understand,
I know.
It's funny when it's okay when the babyface cheats. It's not okay when the heel.
Yes.
I know.
Don't you know these rules already?
I do, but I could still be upset about it.
It's the same reason why whenever Eddie Guerrero cheated, Michael Cole laughed. And then whenever Brock Lesnar cheated, he said, not this way!
Not this way! Not this way! Obviously Razor won the match. Next we get
dispute
to...
that.
IRS
Intercontinental Champion.
He actually won... But it says Razor Ramon defeated IRS.
Yeah, because that's how... It's weird because he pinned 1, 2, 3 happened.
Well,
the official record books.
Record books show
Razor
Ramon winning. We get to
Don't believe everything you read.
Royal Rumble 1994 match.
All right,
and
here we go.
Because you've already gone over the casket match.
Yeah. Yes, we've already gone over the casket match. Obviously, Yokozuna beat The Undertaker, and he resurrected and stuff like that. What'd you guys...
Well... Oh my goodness.
Oh yes!
Just... You guys are unreal. How about when the Dudleys flooded him in cement? No, Undertaker, no! No, Undertaker did it, actually.
Yeah, it was him.
Undertaker killed off Paul.
And he came back anyway.
And then when Kane wheelchaired Paul Bear back into the freezer. No, Kane! Alright, so John's like dying over it. Yeah. John's laugh at this point is inaudible. You can't hear it. But okay, so
Oh
a segment. Just something about the Paul Bearer voice.
It's so silly.
It is. It is.
It's better than Brother Love.
I do gotta say though, when he returned at WrestleMania 20, I didn't expect him. I was just waiting for the Undertaker, and then place gets dark, and oddly enough, the biggest pop of the night is yes. Anyway, we're supposed to discuss the Royal Rumble.
He's clearly outshadowed the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, well, Paul Bearer wasn't in the Royal Rumble, but there were plenty of people in the Royal Rumble who were very noteworthy.
Particularly the Steiner brothers.
Okay, Steiner brothers.
Number one, first entrant.
I want to know, aside from obviously we just said they're both in it,
Right.
what happened to them?
I don't. Well, we all know what happened to Scott.
Okay, Diesel eliminated Scott Steiner.
Freakzilla. He
And
just,
Owen Hart defeated
But
Rick.
they were normal wrestlers, big guy wrestlers.
let me tell you,
something happened.
they were good in the ring.
Yeah,
they're very good in the
used to
ring.
be very good in the
Scott
ring.
Steiner was the first entrant, along with Samu.
Samu.
And I gotta say,
Samu.
it's something else to see Scott Steiner move the way he did in his old days.
And somewhere along the line, he lost his in-ring prowess.
Because I'll tell you what, Scott Steiner was still a big guy without the steroids.
Yeah.
He was still a big guy.
Whoa, you don't know that.
Well, I'm trying to. I think we can all pinpoint what I mean. Because
When he
there's one
started
point.
working out even harder,
There's one
and built
point.
muscle naturally.
Okay, all right, we're doing this again. No, what I mean is there's a big difference between Scott Steiner with the long black hair and
The mullet.
the mullet. Oh my gosh, all the
Everybody-
mullets,
everybody-
all the
mullet.
mullets in this
Everybody
Royal
had a
Rumble.
mullet.
Big Daddy
Steiner's mullet, Big Daddy Cool's mullet, Shawn Michaels' mullet. There was another one somewhere in it. Oh
Chris-
my.
Razor Ramon.
Mullets
Razor
go
Ramon.
on. No, but he wasn't in the Royal
No,
Rumble
but
match.
he was.
But even though Chris Benoit had a mullet, but
He who shall not be named.
yes, who shall
Even
not
though
be
we
named.
named him
So we'll go
earlier.
through Scott Steiner, Samu, then Rick Steiner came out.
And there's a spot that I just thought
Yeah,
was
you were telling
hysterical.
me about it.
There's this one bit where Scott Steiner comes, where Samu and Scott Steiner are in the ring. Rick Steiner comes out, and they both double team Samu.
Because they're
And they-
brothers.
Of course. And DiBiase, by the way, is phenomenal on commentary. Ted
He's the-
DiBiase. The commentary was
Heel
Vince McMahon.
commentators back then.
Yeah, and DiBiase just cracked up whenever something funny happened.
Yeah.
And he was going on and on about how he wanted the Steiner brothers to go at each other. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But there's this one bit where they Irish whip Samu into the ropes, and he's supposed to just go flying over it. But his head goes in between the two top ropes, and he just hangs
hanging
himself.
there. He's hanging there.
And then the Steiner brothers don't help him.
They do nothing.
He's just standing there.
They're choking. He gets himself out, and then Scott Steiner just
pushes him.
nonchalantly shoves him out off the apron. I just thought that was hysterical.
K Wang
We have
came out.
Quang.
Quang.
Owen Hart comes out to an unreal amount of heat.
Yeah.
When he comes out, he just boo, like not even one cheer.
He was 5, but also K1 got eliminated by Diesel.
Whoa,
Owen
no,
Hart.
not yet. Because after Owen Hart, Bart Gunn comes out,
Bart Gunn comes out.
and then the Big Daddy Cool comes out and dominates. He just comes in there.
Left and right.
He takes out Scott,
Unreal.
takes out Quang.
Owen
Something I
Hart.
don't see now.
He just throws out Owen Hart, which is
Something-
funny because you were behind
I
Owen
was.
Hart, and then he just got
Just
eliminated
He
at
got tossed just like
5.
everybody else.
yeah.
He came in at 5. He eliminated at 5.
And then he
Eliminated
in total,
Bart Gunn.
yeah, he made short work of Bob Backlund like he always does. Then Billy Gunn.
It took a little bit longer for him to take out Bob Backlund.
It was longer than his match with Bob Backlund for the world title. Then he took out Virgil, and then someone came out who gave Nash some trouble.
Yes.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Ooh, yeah.
Macho's back in the building.
Macho came in. He gave Diesel a run for his
You
money.
skipped a little. You got Virgil. Oh,
No, I
you skipped
mentioned it.
Virgil. Okay, Virgil. Sorry.
He didn't skip him.
I thought he
And we had a
He
good
said
we had a good back and forth between Diesel and Randy Savage. To which then Jeff Jarrett comes out. Now we all know Jeff Jarrett. Everybody
Hamming
loves
it
him.
up.
King of the Mountain.
I don't like Jeff Jarrett. I
But-
never understood why he was.
Me neither.
He's massively overrated.
And one of his biggest moments, I believe, was getting roundhouse kicked in the chest by Chuck Norris. That was his biggest spot before he went on to TNA.
Survivor Series 1994.
Yep. But yeah, this isn't King of the Mountain, Jarrett. This is JEFF.
Double J, double F, whatever you want to call it.
Double whatever.
Jeff Jarrett. Then
But,
Crush came out, then Doink and Dink.
Crush, though, did a surprising job in the Rumble.
Yeah, he
He
did.
did.
For someone who did nothing.
He did. He actually
For all
eliminated
intents and
Randy
purposes.
Savage. That was
Yeah.
about it for his elimination.
But
I
for
was
all intents
surprised
and
there.
purposes, yeah.
I was surprised. I expected
He
Randy
lasted a
Savage
while.
to have a longer showing there.
But he got eliminated because I believe Crush and Diesel were teaming with one another.
It was something
We're helping
like
each other out, at least.
It was
during
something
the
like that. It was something like that. But then Crush got the.
Yeah.
He has the official
Yeah.
elimination.
Poor Diesel got eliminated by Bigelow, Mabel, Plug, Michaels, and Crush.
You need a lot of
I'll tell you
people.
how we got eliminated. Shawn Michaels had just entered the Royal Rumble, and Diesel was looking at Shawn. He was cracking his knuckles, and Shawn's just like, "Oh wait, come on, don't, we're on the same side." He gets on the turnbuckle, and Diesel shakes his hand. At this point, Mabel gets Diesel from behind, and everybody joins in to help Mabel, and they eliminate Diesel. But Diesel got a huge pop too.
Yeah.
After he was eliminated, you just heard the chant, "Diesel, Diesel,"
And then later on, pretty much the same thing happens to Mabel.
Yeah.
That's the only
Yeah.
way you could deal with these big guys.
Right. Unless you're Triple H.
Yeah.
Because Triple H can single-handedly eliminate people whenever he wants to. I remember one Royal Rumble where Kane and Big Show were going at it. Triple H just eliminated them both
At the same time.
at the same time. Unbelievable. But then we had somebody who I forgot was in the Rumble. We got Sparky Plug.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know who Sparky Plug is,
But he's hardcore.
Hardcore Holly.
Yeah!
And, well, he was in there for a while. I couldn't tell if he was face or not.
21
I forgot at this
minutes.
point. Yeah, he had a good showing. Shawn Michaels had a very good showing in there.
Of course.
29 minutes.
Yeah. And then we had Greg Valentine in there for some reason.
20 minutes.
I don't know. I'm sorry, this isn't
This
a knock
is
against him.
this is a slow part of the match.
Tatanka, 20 minutes.
I don't want to do it
Tatanka,
too loud. I don't want to hurt people's ears.
the great Kabuki.
2 minutes and 46 seconds.
And then we have Lex Luger with the first, how can I put this? Defy the odds and get in the Rumble anyway type thing where he was beat down backstage and he showed
Yes.
up anyway.
But what's going on in the back? And they...
What's going on in the back? What's going on in the back?
As in, who was beating down Lex Luger?
I believe it was, well, some people were hired, apparently, in this pay-per-view to keep Luger from winning the Royal Rumble. If I'm not mistaken, it was Fatu and, well, Fatu is actually Rikishi.
Yes.
Rikishi.
I only saw one guy's face, and it was not
It
Fatu.
was Fatu and Samu, and there was some other guy, I can't remember his name.
I only saw two guys.
Shoot. There was some guy with some funky pants.
I don't know. I saw an Asian guy.
Yeah, it was an Asian guy, I can't remember his name.
Well, Lex Luger, obviously, defying the odds.
Defying
Next,
the odds was in there.
generic chew. Any idea how to pronounce that?
That might have been him.
That would make sense.
Genichiro Tenryu.
Tenryu. But then my favorite, the Bastion Booger. Couldn't compete because he's too
Bastion
fat.
Booger, yeah.
Couldn't
Just
compete because
didn't show up.
Just didn't
I
show
don't
up.
understand though, because when I saw some glimpses of the match,
Mhm.
and they don't even mention him. They were talking about how they thought it was Bret Hart.
Yeah.
It's a shame he couldn't make it in.
Yeah.
I don't know. At one point, they just like it was supposed to be Bastion.
Because Vince sold that it's a shame Bret Hart's not going to be able to accomplish his dream tonight. And then afterwards, after the Bastion Booger or whatever, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to take a look at the list here.
Sorry.
Should be.
Rick Martel came out,
Yeah.
and whatever. Not a
11
big deal.
minutes.
11 minutes. Then we have the second defying the odds joining the Rumble, even though you were attacked, Bret Hart.
Yeah.
He comes out, and he immediately starts getting pummeled because, he has the obvious knee
Yes.
injury.
Yes.
Everyone just keeps kicking
Makes
it.
sense.
And DiBiase's basically calling Bret Hart an idiot for going
to
out
the
there.
match,
You idiot.
And he's like, he's going to regret this. He's
But
never
that's the
gonna
thing
be
is he
same
was
guy.
pretty good on commentary because he was saying all the things that would make sense.
Yeah. DiBiase, for all intents and purposes, was the voice of reason.
Yes.
Even though Vince, he's the face commentator,
Yeah.
DiBiase was the one making more sense.
Yeah.
Because when he said he would like the Steiner brothers to go at it, I kind of did too.
Yeah.
A lot of people did.
And then,
No,
you know,
even
whenever Vince was like, you would love to see them take each other out, right? I was like, oh, he's not alone, Vince. I would like to see them go at
But
it,
like
too.
even during the tag match or the build up before the tag match, he's talking about how, you know, it's they're brothers, so it's commendable or whatever, but it's stupid.
Yeah, it is.
I was like, all right.
Next we have Fatu, Marty Jannetty, and Adam Bomb.
Marty Jannetty,
What a waste of a 30.
Well, no, I had forgotten how
It's
big
Fatu.
Adam John was.
The soft A.
I
Adam
forgot how
John.
big Adam Bomb was. And I remember him because when I went, he threw a bunch of Nerf Adam Bombs into the crowd. He always did that when he was a face. Marty Jannetty, when he showed up, went right after Shawn Michaels and just disappeared into obscurity.
You know, that's the thing that I didn't know. I thought that once the Rockers broke up, Marty Jannetty was gone.
Yeah, I totally forgot he was in this Royal Rumble.
I didn't know that he was tag team champions for like a day with 1, 2, 3 Kid. I didn't know anything. I thought he was just gone after that.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I really don't. Unless they went back in there and re-edited things so that Marty Jannetty just
superimposed
appears.
him. His head's wiggling around on somebody else's body.
Pretty much. But then, as y'all know,
I was looking at the times of people who were like in. Billy Gunn, 14 seconds.
Yeah.
Diesel Power.
When he came in,
when he came
I
in,
was shocked.
Rob was like, "Oh, that's Billy Gunn."
Yeah.
Billy Gunn get eliminated.
Diesel throws him out.
He got eliminated very quickly. I was very disappointed.
Bob Backlund, 41 seconds.
It seemed longer than that to me.
It did, because he's so boring.
He's so boring that it just takes up all your time.
Yeah. 41 seconds feels like 41 minutes.
But you know what? The quickest time ever? Bastion Booger.
Yeah,
well, it doesn't count because he wasn't in. So does that mean that Rumble only had 29 entrants?
Yes.
Basically.
29, not 30. Because that doesn't really count if you're unable to compete.
Well, I mean, there was also that I don't remember what year it was, but Hornswoggle was in the Rumble.
Oh,
Didn't go over the top rope. Never went over the top rope, but was eliminated.
Well, because he sucks. And he has no business being in the Royal Rumble.
That may be true.
But according to the rules, he was never...
Does that mean that Rumble is still happening?
And that doesn't make
I
sense
think
because Finley was disqualified.
He's been the longest time.
Yeah,
Because in that same Rumble, Finley was disqualified for jumping his number. Like, he went out before his number.
Even though there's no DQs in the Royal Rumble.
Go figure, right?
I think Diesel had the most eliminations.
He had 7. This was the most eliminations until Kane broke the record.
Yeah.
With, how many eliminations was it?
11?
11. Out of 11.
Well, if anyone's going to break that record, it should be Kane.
However, he has the most eliminations. Shawn Michaels has the most
Of all time.
overall
He has the most combined.
eliminations. Yeah.
Although I'm not sure. I remember at one point Kane and Shawn were tied, so maybe now that Shawn's retired, maybe Kane moved. Well, he wasn't... Was he in last year's Rumble? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
But for anyone who knows their history, this was the Rumble where Bret Hart
And Lex Luger
won.
both won.
And it's funny because when this happens, they both go out and they do the smart thing, not like what they try to do today, where they actually try to get both competitors' feet to hit the floor at the same time.
Yeah.
They just didn't have a camera that was looking at that side of the ring, and we had
You
one
can
ref.
say anything you want at that point.
Basically, you have one ref saying that Luger won, and then Luger's music goes on, then it turns off. Then you have Earl Hebner coming and saying,
of course.
Bret Hart won. Then his music goes on, and it's really ironic to see Earl Hebner declaring Bret Hart the winner
Yeah, right.
in a controversial.
This happened in 99. This happened in 94.
94, yeah.
You know.
But it's just one of those things where one ref is raising one guy's hand, and then the other guy,
He's
the other ref
raising
is
the
saying,
other
no,
one.
he raises the other guy's hand, and then
It's
Howard
fun
Finkel.
to see. It's fun to see refs argue with one another.
Yeah, it is pretty funny.
Instead of the one coming out and just telling him what really happened and he agrees. I like when they argue.
Or Vince coming out and tearing both his quads, like arguing with everybody. But
And he just sits there.
he just sits there, inexplicably sits there, imposing his will while he's sitting down in the ring. But
Poor Vince.
No. But then Howard Finkel has this funny "what in the world is going on" look on his face, and then they announce it. Bret Hart and Luger have the good old shaking their hands.
Yay!
Both face.
And then they both go on to face Yokozuna at WrestleMania.
And wasn't that Hulk Hogan? Wasn't that
Luger lost.
No, Luger. Here's how it happened. Because they had 2 matches at WrestleMania. 2 winners at the Royal Rumble. Yokozuna had 2 matches at WrestleMania. Yokozuna was fresh for the Luger match. Luger was fresh for that match too. The way they fixed that up was Owen Hart, since Yokozuna had to compete one match, they also had Brett compete in a match too.
But not Lex.
No, no, they didn't. See, I guess what the deal is, they had Lex face.
They knew Lex would lose.
Pretty much. You can't, you gotta have the winner at the end. But then, so that it's fair, you also had Brett work a match earlier in the night against Owen Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I can understand, because if Lex did win, then he would go up against Bret Hart,
and Owen Hart
would count as the two matches.
defeated Bret Hart in a great match.
That's right. But then once again, Owen Hart gets overshadowed because Bret Hart beat Yokozuna later.
But it wasn't that good a victory, because Hogan worked over Yokozuna, if I remember correctly.
That was WrestleMania 9.
Yeah, you're thinking of WrestleMania 9.
That was with the elephants and
Yeah.
stuff?
Damn!
We're thinking of
Darn it!
Darn it!
WrestleMania 10 with the ladder match.
Oh, at least I was only off by a year.
Yeah, that's all.
But still.
That's actually WrestleMania 10. I like WrestleMania 10. Very good WrestleMania I like. But overall, guys, what do you think of the Royal Rumble 94?
I liked it. Like Rob said, maybe the earlier matches dragged a bit, but I feel like the last two matches, the casket match and the Royal Rumble, more than made up for it. And I would like to see how, two winners would come off in today's wrestling.
It'd be interesting.
Would people hate it, or would they go along with it? Because because we did have Royal Rumble. I think it was 2005, where Cena and Batista fell out at the same time.
Well, speaking of that, which you just brought up, like stars who would thrive in the 80s and the 90s, I just have a bunch of wrestlers right in front of me off of this website. Alberto Del Rio.
This is off WWE.com.
Yes.
Okay. We can plug them.
Okay.
That's okay, because, they're the
Can we,
though? Yes.
Can we not
because
have our things taken down?
Well, so we're giving them credit. All rights go to WWE.
Del Rio and
we don't make money off this.
80s and 90s. You think it would have worked?
Alberto Del Rio?
No.
That's interesting.
I don't think most of the guys now would work.
I feel like Del Rio would have... I think we did kind of have a Del Rio back then. It might have been Razor Ramon.
No.
Granted, no.
Not even on the same level.
No. Razor Ramon, because they're both the deal with they're better than you and all that stuff, but Del Rio does it more with the rich thing, whereas Razor Ramon was just a cool factor.
But it's also... It's not just the character. It's also how they look.
Well, yeah, no, they don't look anything alike. They don't look
anything
anything alike, but I'm just saying, they both have that factor that they believe they're better than everyone.
Yeah, but with, like I was saying before, the 80s and 90s had, overall, their roster was completely different. They were all much bigger.
Yeah.
So, with having these guys from today, it wouldn't work. They'd all
probably not
be jobbed out.
Mason Ryan.
He could actually work.
Yeah, he could.
You could just...
He could be one of those generic big guys.
Yeah,
who,
it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Throw the European Championship on him.
Mm-hmm.
I 100% agree with this next one.
Let's hope the next one isn't another big guy.
Antonio Cesaro.
No.
Well, no, I could see him.
He's not that big.
No, it's not about him being
that big. But he could have done that thing with Nikolai Volkov.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought too. Because it was a big deal being anti-American back then.
It was.
It was a big deal. Nowadays you have people in America who hate America. So I mean, back then there were a lot of patriots out there. And,
but would the gimmick work?
Yes.
Though? He likes America but doesn't like Americans. I think that would be too far out the box for him.
Remember, he's winning the Royal Rumble for the United States of America.
Hey.
What? I'm just pointing out he's ruining.
Yeah.
Damian Sandow.
No. I'm going seriously. I'm just going off of how they look.
Well, we already had. If you want to talk
they
about
were in the business of having big guys back then.
We had one already, Mr. Perfect. It's basically
that was later on.
A little later on.
That was much later on. If you're saying 80s/90s, that was much later on when he started getting anywhere. I mean, he never really got there.
Yeah.
So definitely now.
Much later.
I don't know. Damien's a tough one because he is.
He could be a manager.
He is a pretty colorful character. I can't see him as a manager, like a Jimmy Hart type character.
But less irritating?
Yes, less irritating. Without the megaphone.
The megaphone was awesome. Leave that megaphone alone.
It was. No, I didn't say anything against the megaphone. I just think it was awesome.
Ryback.
I want to say yes, but his height is an issue. Because
even
now he's shorter than a lot of the guys.
Yeah, even a guy like Razor Ramon would tower over Ryback. Right?
Could you see him feud with like the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan?
Like I
Again,
said.
they're just they're bigger
Yeah.
than Ryback. Hogan's a
That's
tough,
my
a tall
problem.
guy.
I'm not taking characters or anything into account. I'm just saying, based on what they look like, they wouldn't get a chance in the WWE back then.
Yeah, it seemed
You
like
need
it
big
seemed like
guys,
back
though,
then you
right?
had to have a certain look to yourself before you could even become
Yeah.
a character.
Zeke. If you
Which,
named Zeke,
and
you-
I'm
you could-
surprised
you
though.
could get
But I am
over
surprised that
that.
if that's the case, that Shawn Michaels came through still, and even
Yeah.
Bret Hart. He's not that big a guy, but I guess it's their skill in the ring that really put him over.
Yeah.
You know?
But that was even close to mid '90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saying before that there was
You're right, because
bigger guys
in the '80s, Hart
all
was
over
still
the
in the
place.
Hart Foundation. He was still just
Yeah.
a tag team.
Yeah.
And so was Shawn Michaels with the
and Jim
Rockers.
and Neidhart was the bigger star back then.
Yeah.
Because he was bigger, but he's not that big.
No, yeah.
He
Now,
really
now he's
isn't.
really big, but like
Yeah.
physically
Yeah.
speaking.
Obviously, we'll have more Rumble talk during the week.
That's it. That was your list.
No.
I could destroy that whole list right.
Yeah, you can destroy the whole list pretty much. But
I'm just.
We'll
being
have
honest.
more. We'll have more because I don't want to spoil the rest of Rumble week. You still got a couple of days.
Well, no,
left.
I mean, who would get over in the '80s or '90s?
Well, it's an interesting. We'll get more to that,
I doubt it.
during the week. Yeah, we
It's
will.
over.
Shut up, you.
Don't look forward to it.
Oh my god, I'm gonna throw my hat at him. You lost my train of thought. Oh, I hate you so much.
Well, which Rumble do you think we should concentrate
Okay,
on now?
actually now, that's what I'm gonna point at. I want you to come up with the next Royal Rumble.
Gonna be a
Okay.
surprise for the
And
viewers.
tell us right now what it's gonna be.
Really thrown
Yep.
under the bus.
Throw it under the bus.
You don't. I disagree. I don't think you need to answer that.
No, let me just. I'm gonna pick one out of my mind here. Royal Rumble,
Last year,
1990. I want to say 6.
Say 6.
1996.
1996.
Look,
We will review the 1996 Royal Rumble for you
I
guys
have no
tomorrow.
idea who won it. I'm just taking
I
it
don't
off
know
the top
either.
of my
That's
head.
fine.
Why not pick something during the Attitude Era? You know,
No,
if I get the
we have
next
the rest
pick,
of the
No, you get
If
the
I
next
get the
pick.
next
You get
pick,
the next
alright.
pick. So we got 96 Royal Rumble tomorrow.
96.
watch, I won't be able to find it.
I'm gonna give.
I'll say it and then won't be able to find it.
A list came out. I'm gonna just give the top. There's a top 15, but we'll give 15
What,
through
Royal
10.
Rumbles?
Yeah, no, greatest moments in the
Oh.
Royal Rumble, and being 15, Johnny Gonzalez versus attacks the Undertaker.
The Giant Gonzalez.
Anyone remember him?
Greatest attire ever.
Yes, it was.
He had this like bodysuit
bodysuit.
with
That's
muscle and hair.
And hair,
it. He
yeah.
looked ridiculous.
That
And
was.
then he was gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you see what I'm saying? Original attire. You don't
Yeah.
see something like that anymore.
That's true. Jake Roberts coming back in 1996.
Okay, well, that's one thing from the Royal Rumble I just picked. Well, that should be interesting.
14. Yeah, that's right. You just picked from that.
I think
The
he
surprise
wins.
return of Diesel in 2011.
I loved it. I loved
They
it.
recreated that moment.
Did
I
they?
remember I went crazy just like everyone else did when it happened. Like, I remember the placements and all that, and I saw on the internet from an earlier Rumble, the same exact people were in the almost the same spots and their
Oh, really?
reactions. Yeah, their surprised reaction to Diesel coming in.
Okay.
Hilarious.
Oh, nice.
I
I
thought
didn't
it was
know that.
original, and it wasn't.
Did somebody else have the Kofi face? Who's in
Yeah,
Kofi's
pretty
spot?
much. I don't remember.
Oh.
I just remember it was pretty much the same thing.
Okay. That's a nice bit of
Tidbit.
a nice bit by WWE. That's pretty cool on their part.
And he's back to being gray again.
And short hair.
And
Yeah.
short hair. Number 12, the Three Faces of Foley in 1998.
Okay.
Would you say that's a waste of 2 spots? At least 2 spots?
I guess I would say so, but maybe not.
That was
Since
kinda
it's-
cool,
since
though.
They're all wrestlers. It
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
11, Jerry the King Lawler hides under the ring in 1996.
Well, I picked a pretty good Rumble, didn't I?
Yes, you're so far on a roll
Spoilers.
so far.
Now I know. Now I look forward to all of these things.
At number 10, we'll leave it at this for now. Taz versus Kurt Angle. Taz makes his debut, WWE debut at Madison Square Garden in 2000.
Who cares?
Wait, this is a
Kurt Angle should have beaten Taz.
Yes.
This isn't the Rumble itself. This is just the matches in the pay-per-view.
The match.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
Taz versus Kurt Angle. But I can understand why Taz is on the list. I mean,
Because he's in Aces and Eights now. Aces and Eights now.
stop it. ECW,
You know, they could have built a better feud around them.
ECW big in New York,
Too
so
bad he was so
it
injured.
is. I understand why Taz is on the list. You know, from Brooklyn, obviously.
Yeah.
Taz is another guy. I mean, granted, he's not an active WWE roster now.
Uh-huh.
Another guy that's too short.
Yeah.
Too short, you can't take him seriously. He never really went anywhere in
Dude,
WWE.
I like the Botchamania's entrance for Taz, where they have an Oompa Loompa just show up,
I
and,
hate that.
and then it's just
So
Jim
dumb.
Ross saying, "It's Taz!" That's
I guess we just plugged Botchamania for you guys.
Hey, Botchamania is
Right.
always nice.
Yeah. They're not the BR.
Obviously, we'll get more Rumble talk tomorrow.
Right.
Obviously, we got the 1996 more greatest moments from the Rumble. Rob, this is going to be out of your take right now.
it's
Obviously,
football time.
it's football time in the.
I'm going to sleep.
Rob can take a nap for a little bit. Obviously, some great games this weekend.
Very good games.
And we'll talk about the first one that I think we just handicapped to the point where we were dead on right.
We each went 1-1, but I think
Which isn't too bad.
we were spot on in our predictions and the way the game would play out.
Yeah. You're right, definitely right.
One thing that I remember mentioning, I figured we were going to talk about the NFC Championship first.
Yep.
I do remember talking about, I picked Atlanta to win this game. John picked San Francisco.
And
The reason I picked Atlanta because, whatever, I have an uncle who lives there. What can you do? But, I felt like they had the better wide receiving core. But I mentioned in the first video that I was wary of their defense. That they tend to show up for one half and then just not show up in the second half.
And what happened?
It happened again.
First half, 24 points.
It happened again. And as the game was going on, I said to myself,
17-0 the first quarter. 17-0.
Yeah.
17-14.
I said to myself, it could happen again. It could happen again. And San Francisco is more than capable of pulling something like this off.
Scratch that. 24-14.
Yeah.
You would think it's all. You're like, okay, it's over. Atlanta could not function in the second half.
I don't know what happened. I really don't. Because even right from the get-go, Atlanta looked like they were...
And you saw it last week.
Yeah, same thing.
You saw it last week against Seattle. You can't play. You have to play four quarters. You can't play.
Yeah.
It was just. Let's go back. I'm gonna take a trip back to the 19. You remember Buffalo and the Houston Oilers from.
Yes, I do.
That basically proves Oilers played a great first half against Buffalo. Almost 35 points. 35-3 was like the first quarter, like the first half.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Buffalo ended up winning that game, and it comes out to be one of the greatest comebacks in history in the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, it just shows you have to play four quarters in the NFL. You're not going far.
It's sad because, like I was saying, I was wary of it, but I figured Atlanta, I'm sure that lightning can't possibly strike twice.
It did.
And it did.
And it did.
And this time, Atlanta couldn't come back. They couldn't. Like the last game before this, they waited till the last second to finally kick that field goal and win the game. That didn't work this time.
I'll give Matty Ice Ryan some props. 396 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yeah.
But Kaepernick, he didn't throw one pick.
Not one pick, yeah.
He didn't rush for that many yards. He only had 21
That
yards.
impressed me, though. I gotta say.
Frank Gore, 21 attempts, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. That impressed me with the Falcons, that they were able to hold Kaepernick in check.
Yes, they were.
That did impress me, and I felt like, okay, if you can do that, you can come out on top.
Not really, because the receiving pretty much, Vernon Davis, 106, 5 receptions, 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Michael Crabtree, 6 receptions, 57 yards. But Atlanta also had that passing game going for the first half.
They did.
Julio Jones, $182, 2 touchdowns, 11 receptions. Rodney White, 7 receptions, 100 yards. Tony Gonzalez, 8 receptions, 78 yards, 1 touchdown.
Atlanta had everything going.
Everything going. Everything. And just... What happened?
Halftime. I don't know.
What happened?
For this to happen 2 weeks in a row, really.
I do congratulate San Francisco on a great game.
Absolutely.
Well played. Colin Kaepernick, a new face into the Super Bowl, just like we said.
Hey, I'm liking the way the Super Bowl's looking.
And I'm going to hate it in 2 seconds when we get to the other game.
Well, no, first, also we want to say congratulations to Tony Gonzalez, who it seems like this could have been his last game.
I think it is.
Congratulations on a great career.
At least he's not a big baby like freaking Ray Lewis. God, you're playing to win the game. Just go. I mean, Tony Gonzalez, great career, but Ray Lewis, gigantic baby. I understand it's your last dance, but don't treat it's like your last game. I understand it is, but you're going to the Super Bowl. Be happy.
Well, those are tears of joy.
Oh, tears of
Those
joy.
are tears of joy.
So you're gonna mock Ric Flair for crying at the
Well,
end
I
of
did.
WrestleMania?
I did. I mocked
Or
him.
Shawn Michaels?
I mocked Ric Flair
What
at
a
the end of
jerk you are,
WrestleMania.
John.
And I mocked him in
I
his
understand.
stupid farewell Raw thing.
Oh, yeah.
With that corny song.
I understand.
I'm just saying, it's the same
No,
principle.
It's
I
tears of
understand.
joy.
I understand it's but it's been week after week after week after week, and this is all they talk about. Are you gonna talk about Ray Lewis's tears or the game? Right? What are you gonna talk about?
I don't know.
I mean, it's getting ridiculous now. It gets to a point where it's like, okay, we understand. Like I said, it's your last hurrah. It's your last dance, if you want to call it that. We get it.
Well, he's an emotional guy.
I understand he's an emotional guy.
He always wears his emotion on his sleeve.
He wears it, but it's all about all the news is talking about is him crying.
Okay.
It's getting annoying. Hooray, Ray Lewis! You're going to the Super Bowl. If you win, congratulations. You've had a great career, and I respect it. But enough of the crying. Oh my God!
You act like you've never cried in your life.
No, it's certain things. I've cried. Don't get me wrong. I've cried. I've cried for certain things.
I cry every day.
I know you do. Stay out of this.
I don't cry every day, just in my
But
bathroom.
do you get what I'm saying? It's like,
Locked it
why
down.
are you
I can
focusing
understand.
on? I understand this guy is emotional, but remember, there's another game going on, and now you have the Super Bowl. And what do we want to talk about? Ray Lewis's last hurrah or the Super Bowl?
Well, how about let's talk about the game. Let's talk about.
Okay, congratulations,
Baltimore,
Colin Kaepernick, new face. I'm rooting for San Francisco, and I hate their coach, but I'm rooting for San Francisco. We'll get our take.
If they win, Harbaugh needs to lift his shirt again.
Yes,
During
yes, and I want to see. I want
celebration.
to see the brothers fight too.
Just fight.
I want to see fight in the middle of the field. Let it loose.
Well, this is the matchup you said you didn't want to see.
Yes, I did not want to see this. I'm very
Horrible.
upset. But we explained why, and I think like I said, once again, we handicapped this matchup well.
Yeah.
And it showed. As like I said, congratulations to the San Francisco 49ers off to the Super Bowl. We'll talk about that next week going into Super Bowl Sunday. Now on to Baltimore and New England.
What a game.
Yeah, where I was watching it from.
And you look at the final score and you say it wasn't that close, but believe me, for most of the game it was. And for
It was
most of the
only-
game, it seemed like New England was going to come out on top.
Yes.
It did. New England controlled most of that game.
Did you see the stat for Tom Brady's second half? 67-0. At home.
What a stat. But then, that goes back into that book.
Oh God, I didn't see the video of Ray Lewis
Yeah.
crying again. Stop it!
John puts on the review video, and the first thing he sees is Ray Lewis crying.
I'm not mocking him, but it's enough, man.
Sounds like you're mocking him.
It's enough.
Sounds like you're mocking
It's
him.
enough. I am mocking him because it's a joke now.
Sounds like you're
This
a
is
big
all they talk about now. It's
big
getting
jerk.
We
ridiculous.
should really hope Ray Lewis never listens
I hope
to
he
this
doesn't
video.
listen to this.
I hope he doesn't, because that's kind of sad. That's what he's choosing to spend his time
He
on.
won't listen to this.
Um,
Unless he
I don't
gets,
know
like,
who that
tweeted
is.
or something.
all
I
right.
don't even know what you guys are talking about.
So New England comes out first half, up 13-7, no problem.
Yeah.
I mean, they were a little.
And at this point, I'm watching the game and I see that, the Baltimore had one good drive. But
also-
other than that drive, it seemed like they were having
But
trouble.
also,
moving the
I
ball.
noticed from this game, a lot of drop balls.
Yeah.
Wes Welker not.
Wes
catching
Welker
the
had
ball.
a few, yeah.
Yeah, he had are you kidding me? A lot. One he could have got the first down on and just dropped it.
You definitely have to hand it to Baltimore because we said in the last game that their defense wasn't very impressive. And they came out to play today. Well, not today.
And it still
Okay.
shows that this Baltimore defense still gives the weary jeebies to Tom Brady.
The weeby jeebies.
I don't know what it is. We explained it in our last video. We don't know what it is with the defense and Tom Brady, but the
He
Ravens
respects
defense.
him. He knows
Ravens
their-
own Brady.
They do at this point.
They
have.
own Brady. That's right. I'm watching more of the clips now.
Now, I did mention that it would depend a lot on Ray Rice. And it did. It did. He did get going for a while. His stats.
19 attempts, 48 yards. But now this is the
Right,
interesting
not a
stat.
big deal, but Joe Flacco, like I said, was the one who was probably going to have to win this game.
240, 3 touchdowns.
And he did.
And he did. He won this game for them. Tom Brady. I've never seen him on the floor so many times in a game.
Yeah.
Just looking up, shocked. I mean, don't get me wrong. New England played the first quarter, but what's this? The second half, they fell asleep.
And then, of course, we got to look at that hit by Bernard Pollard. Bernard Pollard is a Pat killer.
Yes, he is.
If you guys don't know, you guys have to know Bernard Pollard by now. He's the one who took out Brady in the 2008 season.
Which was great. I loved it.
He also had taken out Wes Welker at one point.
Gronk being all excited, slapping hands.
He took out Rob Gronkowski at one point.
Gronk.
And then here, he just nails him. He nails this guy, causes the fumble, and for all intents and purposes seals the game.
Yep.
And I gotta say that Joe Flacco really proved a lot of people wrong.
He did.
He really
and
did.
I'm watching Tom Brady try to rush for it. And now this is what I'm watching one play where the ref got into the way.
Yeah.
You know, on
but even so, I think the ref did a favor for him because Ray Lewis was waiting for him.
Waiting for him.
If Tom Brady doesn't hit that ref, I think Ray Lewis takes him out.
I would say so.
But then there's another moment in the game that I thought was, oh, wow, look at that. It was Brady's last interception, and it's just something you don't see very often.
Yep, and 2 interceptions, but one was on a pass defended.
Yeah, deflection.
Deflection, but it happens.
Yeah.
Belichick took some shots on 4th and 1.
And then at the end, you got all those deflected passes that Brady was trying to throw, and the lineman just punched him up into the air.
And now here's where I think was bad clock management by Belichick. As you see, there's 26 seconds left on the clock. Brady goes back to pass. Can't find anyone. Still can't find anyone.
Could have run
Slides.
for something.
You have 20 seconds. One timeout. 19, 18, 17. The clock's still running. What are you doing? What are you doing?
At this point, they're not.
Why are you settling for a field goal? New England normally scores on these kind of drives.
They
right?
They had Baltimore reeling at this point.
And then all of a sudden, 5 seconds timeout. You could have called timeout at 20 seconds, and at least try for the end zone.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
That's where New England faulted on that part. But all of a sudden, Joe Flacco found a life and threw 3 touchdown passes, and watching Wes Welker drop another pass, and that could have been the first down.
Yeah.
Right through his hand. Just right through his hand.
There's another play where Brady could have run for a first down.
Well, this is the problem with Brady. He's afraid to get sacked, and if you touch him, he's going to cry. So you can't touch Brady. We all know that.
I just think the Jets need to sign Bernard Pollard so he can keep injuring Pats.
Yes. Just about this game, is it Brady's performance?
No, this is one of those games that you have to give the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
You could say, I could go and say, oh, this team lost the game. They didn't win it. No. Baltimore went out. They won this game. They stayed close. They didn't let it get away from them. And, they struck when the time was right. And you knew that turnover was coming eventually with both these teams out there. And it came at a time where Baltimore capitalized.
And it's still an amazing stat seeing Wes Welker, 8 receptions, 117, 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Just
a few key drops there,
That's it. Drops hurt.
And
key drops hurt, and it could have first down and continue the drive. But, like I said, I analyze the game as you can tell New England gives up points. Their defense is not great, and it showed.
Now, did you keep watching after the game was over?
Yes,
Did you see that one spot where Ray Lewis was on his knees and just the camera was looking at his behind?
I'm done with Ray Lewis.
But did you see that?
No, I did not.
Oh my goodness, it was pretty.
Was he praying to the Lord? Thank you. This is my last hurrah. You know what? I hope you lose. Okay.
Well, what's wrong with
I hope they lose. Okay. Because this shouldn't be Ray Lewis's story anymore. This should be brother against brother.
Well, there's a lot of storylines in this.
There is a lot. New face, Colin Kaepernick in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Ray Lewis's last hurrah.
Well, Joe Flacco is also a new
Joe
face
Flacco, new face in the Super Bowl.
I'm getting what I wanted. I got the new faces.
You got the new faces.
How about that guy whose girlfriend wasn't real? What's he up to?
Oh, we can't talk about that.
I don't know anything about it other than there was some hope.
There's a lot of story on that, but
is he anywhere involved in winning?
No. Congratulations to Baltimore. Not you, Ray Lewis.
That's not nice. Come on.
How many times are you gonna cry? Had enough.
At least one more time.
If you wins, okay, that's it. But I've had enough of Ray Lewis. Okay, I want Frisco to take care of them.
We'll make
care
our
of
predictions
them.
eventually.
We will. I can't wait to get into this game. Please, Colin Kaepernick, run all over him. Make him cry for his last Super Bowl, so he doesn't win.
Brutal.
Okay, this is brutal, but it's just I'm sick and tired. It's like,
So you're saying that he needs to get mowed down for your team to win?
mow down. This is your last dance.
He's talking about somebody getting taken
It's his
down.
last dance.
I think it's because John's afraid of him.
He's gonna get mowed down by San Francisco's offense, which is on fire right now.
You know what? They're gonna lose.
You know, Rob,
San Fran's gonna lose. Frisco's gonna go down.
don't mind him. Congrats to Baltimore
49ers
Ravens.
are getting
Not Ray
86.
Lewis. Congrats to having a great career, and I hope it ends in misery of you losing in the Super Bowl. I've had enough. Had enough.
Jeez.
Hope it ends in misery. God, I hate you. You've had a great career, and I hope it ends in misery. Anyway, I'm gonna get Baltimore hate. I love it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I like Baltimore and Frisco. We'll get more into that during the next week.
You know what bugs me in football?
What? What?
When they kneel the ball.
It's for
I don't watch football.
Oh yeah, so
But when I've seen it and they kneel the ball,
Towards the end of the game, right? When
Yeah. I hate it.
well, your team wants to win, right? I mean, why are you gonna go for it?
But if you're gonna win anyway, you can at least continue to play
No.
the game.
But what
No.
if you get injured in that
Yeah, you
last
get
play because
injured
they-
or the
Well, then the
fumble
season's
happens.
over and it doesn't matter.
Oh please.
We all know John probably wants Ray Lewis to get injured on the first play in the
Torn ACL, baby. Torn ACL.
Wow.
horrible.
You know what? I hope you get a torn ACL. I hope you're
Torn
stocking
MCL.
boxes
No,
and something happens
honestly,
to you.
like I said, all kidding aside, as Ant jokes around,
Not to what you're doing right now.
I am kidding around. I do give Ray Lewis the best of hope winning the Super Bowl.
Call him the Ant-Man from now on.
Ant-Man.
Yes.
He's the Ant-Man.
I am the Ant-Man.
And I
He can
do.
lift things 1,000 times his own
He
weight.
Yes.
obviously the best middle linebacker in the game.
Tough to argue.
And it is. You can't really. There's a bunch of great ones out there. But him, what he's done, I give props. And if he wins, all glad. You know, I'll be happy for him. And I'll end the saga of the crying, okay?
Right.
But that's really
Except
all.
then
well,
you're going to start crying.
No, I'm not going to cry. I'm not a Baltimore fan. I could care less.
Something's going to happen, you're going to cry.
Like I said, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a good Super Bowl.
It should be
Not
fun.
great.
Right.
Not great because I think more people
We've been
wanna
spoiled
see
the last few years with phenomenal Super Bowl games.
this one.
Probably not. Probably not this one.
Yeah, I know.
It'll probably be a low scoring. Well, I don't know about low scoring game, but
Like I said, there's a bunch of storylines going into this. brother versus brother. Ray Lewis last dance. Joe Flacco versus
Brother.
brother. I like how we get a wrestling reference in there.
It's the only thing I can contribute.
pretty much.
So definitely a lot of storylines going into the Super Bowl. We'll talk about that next week. More Royal Rumble week coming in for tomorrow. We have the 1996 Royal Rumble. You know, he picked a good Royal
That wasn't
Rumble.
me. That wasn't me. That was Rob.
He's still continuing. So we're gonna wrap up today's show. Tune in tomorrow.
Wrap it up like The Rock's ribs. Done.
You know, if he comes up, he's winning. So if he comes up with the tape ribs, he's winning. So
We should bet
tune
on
in
this
for
paper.
tomorrow. We'll discuss more Royal Rumble moments, history, and more hopefully breaking news about who's gonna be in the Rumble and stuff like that. So tune in for tomorrow. I'm John.
Breaking news
This
like
is
The
the
Rock's
Ant-Man.
broken ribs.
This is the Ant-Man. You interrupted my outro.
Say it again, John.
I can't.
Take two.
Take
No.
two.
Action.
End.